2, and hopefully I ain't froze up. All right.
Still hear you.
I'm on live.
Yeah.
Still on the boat though. Can you hear me? Baby. As me with some zombies, and I don't wear Amber Crombie. All right, that's all I got for you this morning. Thank you very much. I've been here all week. Hey, what's going on? Yeah, it's all to the juju. All right, I'm just gonna, you know what I think I'm gonna do? We're gonna let this kind of populate right now as we have folks coming on in. Now, as you all come on in, welcome. As we always say, thank you for tuning in. Let me put this up here. Oh, it's us. Now, full disclaimer. I'm on a boat, just like the Saturday Night Live song, and I don't know how well the Wi-Fi works in the middle of the ocean. So at any point in time, Tyrone is set to go ahead and take the bridge. Number 1. What's going on, Tyrone? Anyway, what's good with you, bro?
Right, not much. I'm chilling. I'm having a good Saturday morning, waking up. Thank you for being here. Thank you for having me. What day is it? What timeline is this? I'm waking up.
I don't know. Judging from the speed streams in your background, I can't really tell. That's what's going on. Yaz is here, of course, as always. What's going on, Queen?
What's up, guys? How are you? I'm feeling great too today, this morning, Tyrone, actually. So that's what's up. I'm not tired though.
Join me.
Even though I've been up since like before 4:30, but I'm not even tired. I'm ready.
Yaz is 72. Yaz goes to bed at 5:30 p.m. and wakes up at 4:30 a.m.
100%. Don't fuck with myself.
All right. Bad. Ty is, of course, with us this morning. Was popping home, boy.
Yeah, man. I just woke up.
Yeah. That's pretty much the way it goes. We are also joined by our special guest and confidant, Stephanie Ray, back for another round. What's popping, Miss Ma'am?
Good morning.
Yay.
I'm good. I drank 3 energy drinks yesterday.
All right.
And I still feel it today. So.
That was yesterday.
Which ones did you drink so that we all know not to?
So it was like it was like a carousel of energy drinks. There was a Bang and 2 other ones. I don't even remember. I was just like, oh, I want to try them all. So I got 3 different.
Well, can I give you a good one that won't leave you all messed up and actually is healthy for you?
Yeah.
Okay, so they actually sell at gas stations, and you can find like at Walmart. It's called Celsius. Okay.
Oh,
it's amazing, girl. It's like a sparkling little
Yo, we are not sponsored by this drink company. We are doing a full-on damn commercial.
Sponsor us all day. If you haven't got that shit, please get it. They have amazing flavors. It is a breath of fresh air, literally, and it boosts your brain functionality. What energy drink boosts your brain functionality? Has no sugars, no artificial anything. Okay, it's all healthy, all good for you. It's got nothing but vitamins in that bad.
My hair's never been thicker. My voice has never been deeper. It's just such a great drink.
Yeah.
Welcome to.
Yaz just did a whole marketing,
it's so good, dude. Get it.
Send Yaz a box.
Send me boxes. I will be like, hey, real shit. It's amazing. You guys should really try it.
Just so you know, it's only hustling if you're getting paid for it.
I mean, listen, we're getting there. Okay, we're getting there. All right. This is the start of something great. Don't deny my energy. Okay.
Welcome to the new barista order, everybody, where we discuss all things caffeinated. But yeah, man, we got a lot to discuss this morning, and we couldn't do it with a better team of folks. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Saturday morning, this is the new Blerd. Oh, I hope this works because I don't know.
Hey, Vince,
I think.
Sorry. Go ahead, Darren.
And I was going to say, I think that should be the new version of the theme, the music playing and then Vince going, is it working? I don't know. Just like having that, I think it should always be there from now on. There should never be a time we don't use that.
All right. Well, listen, let's try this, man. But be prepared, man, to jump into the driver's seat at any point in time. I wanted to start the show off first and foremost by paying our respects to the fallen. All right, real quick, we'll go ahead and, of course, we never forget 9/11. It is 9/11 today. So as always, man, we never forget. It was a crazy day that day. I'm sure if we sat here and took the time, we could all discuss our remember where you were moments. But we can do that in post. So y'all just have to subscribe to the Patreon. You like how I did that? Yes. You like that? You like that?
Yes, I did. Or you guys could leave us, actually, if you look on our link tree, you guys can leave us an automated voice message and let us know like where exactly you were and what happened on the day too. So, I mean, that would be super cool.
Awesome. We love that. But really, man, I really, truly felt the pain of this. I mean, was almost like Chadwick. I don't want to say Chadwick levels, but I definitely felt that when I got the news that Michael K. Williams had passed. As of course we all. This is an actor who really took us to a whole nother level. He broke down societal norms. I mean, I had never been more afraid of a gay man with a shotgun in my life. Freaking from with the wire when he used to roll up and he was whistling. Yo, it was crazy. And I mean, he just also, if I could speak on something that many people tend to not say out their face, just the fact that he was able to accomplish all that he was with what some would consider a physical deformity, I think was really admirable. You know what I'm saying? Like some people would think that he would get written off for having, this slash down his face or whatever. But he was like, nah, fuck that, man. I'm still going to make it in Hollywood. And I'm not going to take no puss ass roles either. I'm going to take some real ass roles where I can actually get some shit accomplished. I thought this dude was phenomenal. Of course, I'm sure one of our favorite roles that he did tackle was the one from Lovecraft Country. And it just sucks, man, that he had to, because I mean, we were hoping to get season 2 of this. And if we did see season 2, which obviously we know is not the case, it would have not been the same without him. So I just wanted to go around the round table real quick, starting with Tyrone, man, just expressing what it is that you felt when you got the news about Michael K's passing.
Yeah, it was definitely kind of a shocking thing to hear because he was a pretty young dude. But to what you were saying about the scar on his face and stuff, and how he did, how he overcame that in an entertainment industry that is basically superficial, in all its in everything that it does. But it shows you the type of roles, because he was accepting, those roles that were kind of a little bit more typecast roles earlier. And then people started being like, "Oh, wait a minute! This guy's got layers and range and skill." So he's extremely skillful actor who earned a lot of respect and a lot of clout. And it's sad to see him go.
Yeah, yes. I mean, are you really like kind of like us, where it's like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? It hit. I'm on the boat, when I got the notification, I was like, no, you know what I'm saying? Like, did it hit you like that too, or what's up?
Yeah, I definitely was really sad, especially with just getting a newfound love for him, watching Lovecraft Country, you know what I'm saying, and like how excited and like like Tyrone was saying, his depth as an actor, and like even with like the what some people would call a deformity, but he just he wore it, and I don't know. I think it made me like him more with the scar. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it gave me left me with so many questions. You know what I'm saying? So he's definitely going to be missed on a lot of fronts. And I was really sad to hear about his passing and how it just was so sudden and just sporadic. So it was definitely not cool.
And he did also, if you ever watched him outside of the of just his acting roles, he did seem to express some sort of a level of intellect, which is always appealing to me. Steph, did you have any feelings, any emotions, anything run through your body, respectfully, when Michael K passed? I mean, what was your first thoughts when you got the news?
I loved him as Omar on The Wire. Huge fan of The Wire. I could not stand Montrose on Lovecraft Country, but he definitely always characters that generated strong feelings. I've never seen him in anything that I was like, oh, I didn't notice him. It was either I love that character, I hate that character. Hated Montrose. But he played the hell out of that character, and I have so much respect for his talents and abilities.
I can see why you didn't.
Yeah, I would say. Oh, you do? Well, I mean, I would say that the fact that you hated him is a tribute to how good of an actor he was, right? I
Right.
mean,
Yeah.
if you don't hate the character that he displays, then maybe he didn't convince you well enough. So
Right.
I would say that might not be a bad thing,
Absolutely.
that you hated him.
Yeah, and I mean, from my understanding, he was really involved as a community activist in Baltimore and did all kinds of great work off camera too. So we definitely lost an icon.
Agreed. Talim, man, bring it home, man. Like, I know me and you, we dissected every single episode of Lovecraft. We was fans of The Wire before all of this new Blerd Order, before any, like, you know what I'm saying? So talk to me, homeboy. Like, give us the honest thoughts of what you felt when you got the notification.
Well, of course, I was shocked. I mean, 54 is definitely a young age to go, and especially somebody that we thought was successful and happy, and just look to be going in a upward trajectory. The thing that I want to really tap in on is the fact that, like so many entertainers that have died from drugs and things like that, uh, Michael K. Williams was dealing with a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? Like behind the scenes.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know what his support system was like, but to be in at your apartment and die this way, and by yourself,
Right.
it is like kind of one of those questions that we need to start really getting in there, as far as like who is in the corners of these entertainers, of these comedians, of these sports stars, because we always think, because we see them out dressed nice, having a good time, like
Right.
you spoke to. Michael K. Williams was an intellectual guy. I've seen him in interviews, I've seen him on podcasts, and to see him go out like this at such a young age
Right.
is disturbing, because we just lost DMX. We kind of the same
Yeah.
fashion, and it's one of those things that we really got to start, reaching out and giving people their flowers before they die. Because again, as much as people love to praise them, because I've done it myself, it doesn't mean anything to them.
Right.
You
Right.
know what I mean? Like, this is all for us to feel better. But Michael K. Williams, somebody should have been stepping up and being in that man's corner and talking to him and being there for him when he needed him, instead of something like this happening. But God rest his soul.
Well,
And
if I may, the way you describe it, I mean, it's almost as if he died of, like a drug overdose because he was depressed. From what I understand, there's a bad batch of coke out there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and we're not talking the kind. Yeah, and I'm not talking about the kind that Yaz has after her Celsius every morning. I'm talking about this, like, I don't know what the fuck it is,
Fentanyl.
but
It's
it's
fentanyl,
almost
Vegas.
Fentanyl. Yes, it's fentanyl.
it's fentanyl. I mean, oh shit, I shouldn't have laughed. I thought Tyrone was coming in with one of his clips. But yeah, it's almost like we're living in an episode of Narcos, where like somebody like spiked like one of the largest, dope dealers packs, and it's already gotten through like everybody's dealers, and it's just kind of trickling its way down. And I think it was somebody I was talking to that was saying like, yo, listen, man, we're only really hearing about like there's a comedian named Fuquan that recently just passed away on the West Coast, who's not as well known, but within the comedy community he's well known. And there's a couple other actors and another couple of folks. But the point I was making is that these are folks that we know. So just imagine the people who we don't know, that are going to the hospitals right now, who are passing, who have that same blue magic. You know what I'm saying? And we're only really giving the flowers to the Michael K's and the Fuquans and whatnot. But I can only imagine it gets much worse, man. So moral of the story is, man, like Tyler says, like, look, give the folks the flowers while they're here, because you don't know when they ain't gonna be here. Another thing, real quick, if I could wrap up about Michael K, is that I don't know what it was, and I hope there's no disrespect or no shade in this, but it felt like he had a mission to break down the stereotypical norms of roles of same-sex males in these roles. I mean, at first you're like, okay, The Wire, I get it. You know, you're trying to get in. It is what it is. By the way, Michael B. Jordan was in The Wire too. Don't forget that. He pissed his pants. But also, he was in Lovecraft. He also played, you know, like a similar type of character.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm like, I'm just like the complete and utter, you know, just like just. Oh God, that was so harsh. That was like, you know, he pissed his pants, but you know, he was in there. Like that was damn. God damn.
Yeah,
if Michael B. Jordan was watching, he'd be like, what the fuck did I do to this? God damn.
We're gonna bring these actors back down to earth. You know what I'm saying? So Killmonger, funny. Just calm down. I see you getting a lot of work right now. I just want to make sure you remember who you are, homeboy. You
hater blockers on, bro.
I don't actually. I'm a fan. I'm a true fan. I'm one of the few people that liked him as Johnny Storm. So I'm not gonna sit here and talk trash about him. But yeah, man. There seems to be a concerted effort. It seemed from Michael K. Williams to make sure that now, I don't know his life. I understand he was a married man, and you know what I'm saying, and you know, he was not a closeted human being, but it almost felt as if he. And some of the, like Queen Latifah is another one of those who I feel like they have this internal desire to make sure folks are not stigmatizing homosexuals. If I could say, Tyrone, I mean, am I tripping on that, or does that seem like it hits the nail on the head, or what do you think?
Yeah, no, I think that you're right in saying that there seemed to be, you know, almost in a way a mission, and I think it probably came from sort of where he started in his career. You know, he got his start in dance, and he's, you know, theatrically trained and stuff like that. So when you're exposed to people who you're usually not exposed to, that kind of has an impact on you. You know what I mean? Like when you, you know, when you surround yourself with other communities, you start to be able to empathize with those communities, and that can change the way that you live life. You know, so I think it was, you know, I think it was something that was a choice for him. He obviously did a great job with it. But yeah, I think it's one of the ways that he really kind of cemented himself as an icon, because you didn't really see characters like the characters he played, whether it was Omar or Montrose. You know, I know he was in Boardwalk Empire. You know, he was in a lot of different stuff. He was in season 3 of Community. You know, that was a great time. Love that show. But yeah, it helped to cement his status as an icon in a lot of ways, because he broke through some barriers and showed some characters and some you know, experiences on screen that we weren't used to seeing.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to speak about it, man. And God bless the dead. I mean, it sucks because it's so unexpected. I think it's a little easier to take these things when you kind of see it coming, you know, when they go, you know.
And there he goes.
And he's gone.
There's that moment of Vince freezing. Well, guys, now Vince said, take over when I'm ready. So I'm going to take over, but this has now turned into a cooking show. And today we're going to show you how to cook cinnamon buns. So stay tuned. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, no, we'll you know, wrap up. Anybody have any final words on Michael K. Williams while Vince gets his stuff figured out there?
I love this expression.
Just rest. I know. So do I. Just rest in peace. And you know, yeah. I'm digging all the comments in the comment section right now. What's up, guys? Good morning.
Yeah, absolutely. Good morning to everybody who's watching. Of course, Lisa, we got to shout out Lisa. Seriously, Black. He's become a regular. Twitch, YouTube, Facebook. What's up, everybody? Thank you for watching. We appreciate it.
Yes.
So, yeah, it's kind of a strange transition to go from, you know, speaking of the actual, you know, recently departed, to what we're going to be talking about, but we're making it. Let's do it anyway. No, we're looking at the latest episode of What If, which was absolute just amazing chaos. Absolutely loved it. But what y'all think of this? I mean, Stephanie, already, like, your face showed me that you weren't quite you weren't feeling what I was feeling watching What If. So the zombie What If didn't speak to you like some of the other ones did?
Not at all. And I love zombies, but I hated this episode. I really hated it. Can I spoil? Can I jump to the ending?
Oh yeah. Let's go. Oh, I'm gonna put the banner up there. I'm gonna put a little spoiler banner. Hold on.
Banner.
Breaking news.
Here it comes.
Here we go. All right, so now you know now it just looks like I just said what if spoilers, like hey guys, what if spoilers? But anyway, so if you're watching still and you don't want to see what if spoilers, just mute. We won't show any. We'll just speak them.
Yeah. I really felt like this episode lacked the hope that has become such a tenet of Marvel movies. Things get dark, of course. There's the Dark Night of the Soul, the all is lost moment, but then you end on a high note. There's hope. And this episode was just like, WTF. T'Challa lost half his leg. That had me sad. Okay, Okoye is not coming back. And why was she light skinned with hazel eyes? That's a whole other thing. But then we don't even see if they make it to Wakanda. And what's up with zombie Thanos with the glove? Because if he snaps everybody into being a zombie, it's over. Why did they still have powers? It was just a lot of things that didn't make sense. Why did Wanda only eat T'Challa's leg and not all of him? He was strapped down. Why was she not attacking him? It was a lot of things that I was like, this doesn't make sense. I don't like it. And I felt like the ending was horrible.
Well, I mean, that's a lot of ways to be wrong, and I appreciate all of them. I'm just messing with you. No, I mean it's funny that you said there was a lack of hope. The main character in the story, her name was Hope, so I think that's just one way that you're wrong. I mean, there's plenty of hope in it.
A giant zombie,
which was amazing. Yeah, the giant zombie wasp. How do you not like giant zombie wasp?
She was trying to eat them on the way out too. Like she was. Yeah.
And she tossed another zombie at the jet.
Yeah, I mean, that was so great.
That's legendary. That's a legendary Marvel moment right there.
I hated it.
If I could, now that I'm back, I just wanted to take a moment and cuss Michael B. Jordan out for trying to kick me out of the stream and shit. So fuck you, bro. You can't get rid of me that easy. All right. But yeah, I see we've moved on to what if Tyrone as we are of the same like mine. And it sounds like I missed somebody had a terrible depiction of okay, Steph. Whoa, what, you didn't like the episode or what?
I hated it. Hated
it.
Shit.
Yeah, she was like, this episode was bad and the earth is flat and 2 + 2 is 5 and just like all kinds of stuff.
It was trash. It was so dark. I feel like what if is just someone being like, what if instead of ending with hope, everything was shit? That's not fun.
Oh, wow.
If I want to be depressed, I can watch the news. I don't need fictional depression, dude. God.
You know what? That's not a completely unfair description of the What If series right now. It is very morbid.
Yes.
It doesn't seem to really be of the uplifting spirit that we're accustomed to with Marvel shows. But I will say that it is more comic book-esque. Like most of the comic books, if you read the comics, they don't typically end with happy joy, happy joy, Ren and Stimpy shit. Like it's oftentimes it's like, yo, this shit's fucked up. So read what happens in the next episode to see if it doesn't stay this fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So I think that honestly, I think that the What If saga is truer to the comic than it is to the cinematic universe, which I think is admirable for a comic book reader like myself, because frankly, the comics are not always so happy, joy. Talim, do you express the same discontent?
Nah, I think What If is really speaking to the statement. What if? I mean, the point of the show, the whole point of the show is to come from a whole different angle and give you something that you didn't or wouldn't have ever thought possible. This episode was exactly that in essence of something you would never ever think. Zombies, Captain America a zombie, Iron Man
right.
a zombie. Come on, man! Like this Hulk going out, like you know what I mean. There was so much in this. Honestly. We were having a discussion in the new Blerd Order comment section earlier this week about our top zombie movies, and I would slide this What If in there at number 3. I would definitely slide this in there as one of my top zombie little short movies, whatever you want to call it, because this one had everything in it. Yeah, it was crazy to see T'Challa with half of his legs cut off, but it was crazy to hear T'Challa. So I was like, would like that for me was like we get him another episode. Oh shit, y'all are doing it. This is Marvel playing with my emotions, playing with me in different ways that they never actually delved into, and I love it. This What If episode for me could be the best episode thus far for me.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh shit, yo, Ty is so unpredictable, bro. I can never predict what the fuck he's gonna think about these shits, man. He's always, you know what I'm saying? Like last week, I was like, clearly we're all on the same page with the Doctor Strange. He's like, yo, I hated this shit. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it's always the same shit. You know what I mean? Nah, you didn't say you hated it, but you just it's always the same shit with Marvel. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because we was seeing it. Like we had just saw it in the Shang-Chi movie. At that time, I couldn't talk about it because it was a spoiler. So
we still can't. For the record, please.
Vince is still trying to avoid spoilers.
I forgot. My bad, bro. So I ain't gonna say nothing. Yeah. So
Lord have mercy.
But with this one, like from the jump, soon as I saw Banner land, and then you know what I'm saying, like a zombie. It's a zombie.
Zombie Wanda.
Wong.
Yeah.
Wong.
Oh, Zombie Wong. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh man, this about to get crazy because I didn't know. When I saw Iron Man turn around and all of that, I wasn't expecting them to be no zombies. I was not expecting that.
Bro, they were eating the damn children of Thanos.
Yes.
I'm sorry, but like that, you know me, and my biggest fear of fucking zombies, and that was the first. I was like, oh god. Oh.
And then they put a zombie in an Iron Man suit and was like, go get him.
Yeah. Legit. I was like, why the heroes? Why? God damn it. I was like,
And look, these zombies actually could control their powers. This was
I know.
That's what made it so. That's why I said this episode was. People are really underappreciating this episode because these zombies are not typical zombies. Most zombies are like rah, 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 rah. These zombies was like, hold up, I could throw my cap shield at you. I could fight like that. I could shoot you with my Iron Man. You know what I'm saying? Missiles and all of that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. Yo, this was, man, come on, man.
Well, and it's not unusual in zombie lore either for zombies to have sort of memories or like muscle memories or some sort of like kind of they allude to their past lives a lot. So this is not unheard of in zombie lore. So I was down for it. I loved it. I loved seeing zombie Iron Man doing his thing. The only thing that they don't have is a conscience. They're just like, I'm trying to eat. So they were even. They were doing even cooler team ups as zombies than what we saw as like when they were humans and stuff like that. That coming up behind somebody like he did when he came up behind Ebony Maw like he did with the repulsor. I was like, man, I want to see that exact move in the MCU. Well, I mean, we can't with Ironheart. Give it to me with Ironheart.
Right. I thought, I did too. I was like, I can see this on screen.
Please, Stephanie.
I'll buy the superheroes still having superpowers, but Hawkeye's zombie aim should not have been that good.
Right? Okay, wait. But actually, to your defense, though, Stephanie, his aim was like lacking a little bit, though.
He did miss a couple times.
He did miss a couple times. He got her, yes. He did get her ass, but he did miss a couple times. And then when she like was again really close to the gun, is when he like finally got the gun away from her. He did miss her a couple times. Then she killed his ass with Happy's hand repulsor that he had. So
speaking of Happy, the blam moment was one of the funniest in Marvel.
Oh my god,
that was so amazing. Yeah, and then the zombie came back and his first said blam. I was like, what?
Blam.
Yeah.
Yo, man, I'm telling you, this episode was dope. I could see this episode really panning out on the big screen, and some of the What If episodes have been that good. You're like, I want to see more. Like, and I think that was kind of all they were really trying to do was get us to buy in and be like, could we see this as like a cartoon series? Could we expand a little bit on it? Yo, yeah, possibly. What if?
I wish, because like that, yeah. If that were a 2.5 hour zombie, if that ran as long as Army of the Dead ran, I'd be so happy. You know what I mean? But like
I would have to watch it during the day, but I would.
That's a good observation. I gotta say, off rip. First of all, as soon as the episode started, I was elated because, as I've discussed on this show, that scene in Infinity War is my favorite Marvel scene of all time. It's plain point blank out of all the Spider-Man movies, out of all the Avengers movies, the scene where Iron Man, Doctor Strange, and Wong end up approaching the children of Thanos in New York City is my favorite scene of all time in all Marvel. You are about to die. Thanos. Excuse me, our Earth is closed today. Okay, it's my favorite scene. And so for them to start off right there, it's just perfect. I mean, and then they start off with the impotent, erectile dysfunction Hulk and shit. You know what I'm saying? Who couldn't, who can't get it up and shit. So I love that aspect of it. So I love the fact that they tie in like the actual story with it. And I loved when I actually saw some of the characters that they brought into the fold, i.e. Okoye, i.e. Sharon Carter, i.e. Even Bucky. I ain't gonna lie, I was a little thrown off by the inclusion of Kurt from the Ant-Man. I was like, who the fuck? Like, why the fuck is Kurt here? Like, I had to actually Google him. I was like, who is that motherfucker again? Like, who the fuck is Kurt? And I remember he had like a little bit of a role, but it was just like, why is he talking so much? Like, I don't remember him talking so much in the actual movie. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if that threw anybody else off. But overall, it was pleasant. It was enjoyable. Of course, you cannot not mention Doctor Strange, Spider-Man. And his use of the cape and him being able to kind of have it. I was expected when I saw the previews, y'all. I honestly thought that we were going to get like some sort of Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, compilation, combination. But evidently, it was just his cape, which couldn't turn into a zombie for obvious reasons.
Which was by the way, the cape was the start.
It was what?
Was the start of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't
that cape was doing work.
Yeah, if it wasn't for the cape,
Spider-Man would have been fucked. Like a lot of them would have been fucked. Yeah.
Yo, that if it wasn't for the cape, Bruce would have been dinner.
Right.
Yeah.
And then it would have been
Spider-Man.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. What did y'all think about, like, I mean, folks was dying left and right, you know what I'm saying? Spoiler alert, we already put the spoiler up. And it didn't really feel like at one point in time, Falcon was, was just cut in half basically. And Bucky was like, I should care, but I don't. You know what I'm saying? Bruh, like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So, excuse me, it's like, what's going on with the lack of empathy in these characters? Did you sense that, or what the hell's going on? What else did we notice that?
Yeah, I mean, lack of empathy. Like, let's just like start with the main point of like Vision was like a fucking crazy fucking warlord, fucking luring people into his goddamn lair and then fucking chopping them up and shit and feeding them to his fucking zombie guy.
It just turned into My Cousin Vinny and just went off. Like, she went full Joe Pesci on us just now.
Fucking psychopath.
I'm just saying, like, you can't tell me that's some, like, I mean, that's some masochistic shit, bro. You took that love to another fucking level. And you're right. Wanda did too, but at least I can, like, give her a little bit of break with hers and was like, she did it out of,
she was an actual zombie.
No.
Oh, you mean like
in WandaVision? In WandaVision, I can give her I can justify her actions. In this, I can't, because Vision fucking ends up just like killing himself. Like, everyone was safe, and then dude could have just waited like 10 more minutes. That's all I'm saying. Like, before he just. And then we got to see dead Vision again. Why do we keep getting to see that? Like, why is that a fucking thing? Is all I want to know.
Wow.
It's creepy.
Because like red niggas ain't shit, basically.
I mean, but Vision, you know what I'm saying? Like, Vision is a thing. So, like, I'm just saying, why we gotta see him all like looking just cold and gray. It's creepy. But other than that, I mean, the zombies. Yeah, I didn't like how they have their fucking powers. That's scary as shit. All I could think about was like me and my nightmares and how I could not outlive this. Like in my dreams, I do. This one, I'd be fucked. I'd turn into a zombie.
I do want to point to, because you asked a good question. You were like, why do we keep seeing division? I think what if has kind of introduced us to is these various fixed points in time that happen no matter what. Whether it's in that one reality, it was Christine's death for the Doctor Strange episode, and you know, and across multiple realities, it may be that no matter what happens, Vision dies. You know what I mean? And in that same way, you know what I mean? So these kind of things, you know, they've kind of introduced us to this concept. So we see a lot of the same things, you know, just portrayed in different ways.
And T'Challa is like trying to get back to Wakanda, you know, like, so that's, you know, I guess that makes a lot of sense too. You know what I mean?
I mean, nobody said nothing about Scott. I mean, Scott is ahead.
They did a full Futurama.
I wasn't done yet. Hold on. I wasn't done yet.
And he is ahead, and he's still killing it. He's fucking
he was killing it.
That was so Futurama. I loved it. I loved that, like, that whole thing is amazing.
Yeah. Him and Nixon, man, should definitely do a spin-off. Yes, you know, I'm the president of the earth. Stephanie, you didn't like any of the characters? I mean, I heard you said that you didn't like Hawkeye. You was feeling the Wasp, but you didn't fuck with none of the characters, Stephanie, at all.
I was not feeling the Wasp. It was her fault. I was mad at her. I did blame her. Her friends. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because she wanted her parents back, so I get that. It's just like the whole Star-Lord thing.
No, but that wasn't her fault.
Well, it was. Let's
Hope's fault.
Hold up, man. Let Steph get her little point out real quick. You know
She took responsibility. Yeah, Hank's the one who went into the little mini-verse, whatever. But she definitely encouraged him. She was like, "Oh, I just wanted my parents back so bad." So I think she has some culpability here as well. And she's the one who opened up the ship and let her zombie daddy out to infect the world. Yes.
Yeah,
I do blame Hope.
Not only that, but like they infected Scott and then somehow got away from there. Like she just did, you know what I'm saying? Like she just was like, bye. You know what I'm saying? Like she could have prevented all this from happening if she would have just locked, you know what I'm saying, contained that.
Right.
I do want to say
I get your point.
Go ahead, Tyrone.
I just want to say, I think we should forever call the quantum realm the miniverse now. Thank you for that, Stephanie. Miniverse has to be a thing.
The miniverse.
Yeah, that's too good. That's too good.
All I picture is like a bunch of Minnie Mouses in some little world somewhere. But I'm intrigued by this concept real quick. So just give me just a second. Now, Steph, this is a dark world. This is episode 5. I don't know if you just watched this episode or if you've seen any of the other ones, but is there a version of this? I don't see that there's a version of this that ends that makes you happy. You know what I'm saying? All of us, obviously, Yaz, Tyrone, Talim, we're willing to accept the grim, dark reality of this world that we're now in. And you over here are looking for a Powerpuff Girls ending in which, well, everything is safe now back in Townsville.
Okay, no, I'm not looking for a Powerpuff Girls ending. I'm looking for a traditional Marvel ending. Marvel is not traditionally this dark in their screen presentations. I mean, you can't snap this back. People are chopped in half. When it started, I was like, oh, they're going to get a cure. It's going to be cool. No. This body is not whole anymore. You're not coming back from this.
Infinity War, I mean, we've seen some dark stuff. I mean, Infinity War ended where we got to watch a lot of our favorite people just turn into dust in front of our eyes. You know, we got to watch it. Yeah, but they let us grieve for a year. Like we had to grieve for an entire year while we waited to know if our people were making it back. You know what I mean? Like we got to watch Rocket hold Groot and just be like, no, while we got to Spider-Man with the I don't feel good. You know what I mean? Like that. You know, they got us ready for this kind of stuff. I mean, they took us on some journeys.
And I mean,
great clapback, Ty.
Yeah,
Tyrone. What's up, Ty?
Get to the point of the name of the title of the show is What If. These are all things that are not supposed to be traditional. These are things that we didn't expect, are not supposed to expect. And now that they're here, woo, we're blown away. Like, I mean, that there was no way we were expecting zombies. You know, like we're about to get all of this though. I mean, we got a Blade movie coming. That's the introduction to all of that supernatural stuff when it comes to werewolves, vampires, zombies, you know, you name it, it's all in that universe. I mean, yeah, that universe as well. So you know, I'm cool.
But I will say, speaking of how this is impacting the Marvel universe, what about that ending? I mean, what is it that we can gather from the potential of a zombie Thanos with all of the rings, with all of the I really honestly didn't understand the point of this. Like, what does that? I mean, if you snap half the universe, but we're already dead. Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? What happens now? You know what I mean? Like, I didn't see where it could go from the ending that they gave away. Or did I miss something? Is anybody able to? Tyrone, you're typically good at breaking down. Oh, Ty, what's up, Ty?
No, I was just gonna say, I thought he was outside of Wakanda.
Well, still, it don't matter. I mean, what's the point of showing him with that power? Like, I mean, he has at the end of it.
I got one.
Go ahead.
Okay, so you gotta think about it. We have multiple universes, okay, and in this universe, everyone is a zombie. So if he snapped that, think about how many possibilities he can change, and how many worlds he can affect with zombies. They could literally turn every universe into a zombie apocalypse. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you know, Thanos, genocide is his. You know what I'm saying? Is his thing. So turning him into zombies is not too far fetched from genocide, if you think about it.
I don't know if genocide more than control was the thesis of Thanos. I feel like Thanos, in his own twisted way, somehow convinced himself he was helping the universe by snapping half of because of the overpopulation and all this other bullshit that he convinced himself, you know what I'm saying, from watching, you know, Fox News Marvel. And I don't know if that really applies to this universe. I mean, I'm here for it. I mean, I definitely would watch an episode 2, a sequel. What's up, Ty?
Also, Thanos was coming from the beginning when Hulk landed. The planet he landed on.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's true.
Was already populated with zombies. It wasn't Thanos that did it. It looked like it was already. They were already zombies there, because everybody was already zombies. The only people that were left were the people that lived in Wakanda. Remember, they had a barrier up over the city, and they were on their way back when they got T'Challa, because T'Challa was saying, let's go home and let me get back to the city. We got, you know, we could do whatever we need to do. And then at the end they showed Thanos, like he finally landed. But it's a zombie Thanos with the gauntlet. So I don't know that, and I mean, if anybody else knows anything different, then tell me. But when they got there from initially Bruce said Thanos he's coming. You know, Thanos is coming. And then all of a sudden we see what was it? A zombie Wong and a zombie. Weren't they already zombies, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Well,
so I'm kind of confused.
Well, I thought that at some point in time amidst it, they gave the backstory of how, you know, first of all, there's a theory that this whole zombie virus was created, you know what I'm saying? And then it was put, and also, can I just take a second and draw a parallel between like the zombie viruses and the COVID-19 shit that's going on right now, like how it gets spread, and you know what I'm saying? Maybe you don't have to get bit, but sneeze don't, which is even worse. You know what I'm saying? Like shit, like I would rather be bit and turn it instead of just you coughing on me or me grabbing the staircase, you know, the freaking the rail on the staircase and end up catching this fucking shit. So it's crazy how relevant this stuff is. But yeah, I think that, you know, it's worth a rewatch and trying to kind of like, dig into what it was that caused Thanos to actually end up with this disease, because I did really like how Captain America contracted it by being bit by a microscopic ant wasp or whatever the fuck it was, as opposed to like being, you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't. I was at first. I was like, man, no, y'all trying to tell me that they beat the Avengers? You know what I'm saying? And it was like, no. Like like that's credible in that realm of lore, right? So. It brings it all back home, man. I don't know. I thoroughly enjoyed the episode. I will say, in full disclosure, that immediately once I saw the first zombie, I immediately thought of Yaz, and I was like, "Fuck!" I really wish I could have seen like Yaz's face when she saw like the first zombie. I was like, "Oh my god, Yaz is not gonna watch the episode." Fuck, man, damn, man, God.
I'll watch it. I just like gotta make sure I got my blanket and watch during the day. You know, like just to make sure I know. You know.
I'm curious of Austin's. I mean, I don't know. You know, I'm curious. I mean, Austin's kind of like an indirect contributor. What was his thoughts of the episode?
So he was, of course, you know, as soon as like we were like, you know, since he noticed that I realized that, you know, they were getting eaten, you know, Wong and everybody was eating, you know, the children of Thanos, he like turned over and looked at me and I was like, you know, I was just like terrified, you know, because like they're the Avengers and they're eating people. So my, of course, my first reaction was completely terrified. He started laughing, of course, and then we kept watching, and he was like, okay, this is gonna be good, and I was like, good, this is gonna be terrifying. He's like, you'll be fine, just watch it. Like him and my mom are just so horror junkies and they know that I'm not. So they try to, you know, instigate and push it on me as much as possible. And like, yeah, they know he especially knows like, you know, my love for video games, but I will never play zombies. Like, you know, like that is his dad's favorite like game to play. And he's always like, yeah, you want to play with me? No, definitely I do not.
All right. Well, I will say that definitely contributed to my fun factor is thinking, I bet you Yaz is hating this shit. And we're going to wake up on Saturday and be like, yo, dog, hey, dog, I couldn't watch that shit, dog. Like I told Austin, dog, like yo, I was like, yo, you know, I don't fucking do this shit, dog. It's like, what's up, Steph?
I was just going to agree with Seriously Black real quick. Somebody, well, he said Hank Pym needs Jesus. I will raise you one and say someone needs to just kill Hank Pym. Just get him out the story because he does way too much. And I will also say the one good thing I do expect to be generated from this episode is some excellent cosplays. I am looking forward to seeing zombie Avengers at con.
Definitely.
That is a great point. Great point.
And
Another thing.
Can we just throw that out there? And in the What If series, Hank Pym can definitely get, you know, he needs Jesus. But in you know, the reality that we all live in, you know, where he's a normal, caring, loving dad, he can stay that way. Yeah.
I feel like they're telling us something. They keep portraying him this way. I feel like he's got to have some fuckboy tendencies that we just haven't seen.
Yeah, no, you're picking up on. Yeah, you're picking up on exactly what they're putting down, and which is usually Hank Pym is the guy who causes a lot of problems because of, you know, he's trying to chase, you know, some scientific this or, you know, some, you know, new that. You know, like in a lot of stories, Hank Pym was the one who created Ultron. And, you know, in this situation, in the zombie situation, you know, the whole reason why the zombie virus was able to come through was because he went to the quantum realm and brought it back. You know, so it's like Hank Pym is often the source of a lot of problems. So that's definitely not unusual in Marvel lore.
Maybe I'm just jaded, but I feel like the lesson that I took from this episode is falling in love will get you killed. Don't do shit. It's a bad idea, okay? Let it go. Okay? Created the zombie virus. Ultron out here killing people to feed his zombie bride. Just be in the streets. Love is for losers, and it gets everyone killed.
Well, if I may, I think it's if you do fall in love and your love slips into the miniverse, then you're just like, oh, well, I think that's the lesson to take away. Like, they're gone. Don't bring them back. The miniverse got them. They live there now.
The miniverse.
And there's another thing. The Watcher. I don't know if anybody noticed, but this episode we saw his face like a lot clearer than any other episode. Like they showed his features, which made him look a lot like
Jeffrey Wright.
Jeffrey Wright. And I thought that was telling because I do think we have Jeffrey Wright in the MCU now, not just as the voice of the Watcher, but as the Watcher in the MCU. So I think going forward we will see Jeffrey Wright in the MCU as the Watcher.
And it could be saying something.
I mean,
sorry about that.
Go ahead, Tom. Go ahead, Tom.
I was just saying, it could be saying something about his involvement as we see him clearer and clearer each episode, you know, and we start to really get a sense of like his, you know, his physical presence. You know, will he start to become involved? I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting because I know we're going to get an episode where he's going to do something. He's got to. And if I'm wrong,
he no, he doesn't.
He hasn't done shit yet.
It's too tempting. I mean, he has to for my entertainment is what I'm saying. I'm saying I need this to happen because I want it to happen. This is me throwing a tantrum. If he doesn't, I'm going to be so upset. Nobody's getting any sleep. I'm going to cry. Nothing.
That would make sense though, Tyrone, because it is what if. So that way it would be contrary to what we would typically expect from the Watcher, which is him to do nothing. So what if he did do something? You know what I mean?
But Ty, which is what my little pet name for the both of you combined is. Look, right now. Nah. All right,
right down there in the yellow, it says my name. Right there,
we're packing that. The Ty.
It's right there. It's right there.
Yeah, but Ty. But he's the narrator. Like, it's one thing for one of the characters to be in the what if, but here the whole concept of this show is the Watcher is telling us different things that are happening in different timelines. So it doesn't make sense because he, in all timelines, with the exception of his conversation with Doctor Strange, does not interfere. So, I mean, I guess what if as a concept, he could speak up, but keep in mind, like, he is the narrator, almost the orchestrator. And he's not like telling stories of like, what if the concept of what if is really just like a way that it's set up to an extent. It actually is supposed to be the Watcher's depiction and narration of what is actually happening in other timelines, all of which he has the power to intercede but never does. So it would be weird for me if all of a sudden one of the timelines he decides to intercede, right? Like,
it's not unusual though, especially Oatu. Like he's kind of in Marvel, like he doesn't do his job well. Like he gets a little bit, he gets into people's shit and he causes a lot of problems.
Yes,
Stephanie.
I propose that for clarity, they change the title of the show from "What If" to "What If Everything Was Terrible," so that you know what you're getting. What if everything sucked?
Oh, come on, man. Well, what if you actually like this shit every now and then? You know what I'm saying? How about that? Like, maybe actually, what if it's not as bad as you think it is?
TJ made a great point, actually, about like what if. He said what if equals fear, and what if is based for anxiety. What if is the basis for anxiety, which is fear of the unknown. So, I mean, that's a very valid point. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what if debate? Yeah. Oh, well, I guess that does make sense. I guess the concept of what if does embody a whole set of circumstances that, of course, we will never see done in a live action, cinematic universe, which is what makes it fun. So when you guys say shit like, "Oh, well, maybe we can get a 2-hour movie about," I'm like, nah, I don't want to. I don't think that I'm down for that, frankly, because I mean, first of all, what we see on this, we would not be able to see on the live actions. Well, I don't want to say let me shut the fuck up, man. I don't know, man. I guess we would, but I don't know if I think that what makes this possible to even fathom is the fact that it's done in an animated realm. Stephanie,
I have a question for everyone. What is the what if episode that you want to see? If you got to control the show for a week, it could be based on comics or just based on your heart's desire.
Oh shit! Oh,
I have mine.
Okay, you ready? I got mine already.
You got yours already? All right, I'll tell you what, Stephanie. This is week 2 of Stephanie proposing a dope ass question.
Yes.
That does require pondering. So why don't we table that talk and bring it back in closing? Fair enough, to give Ty some time to kind of to think it over. And I'm just
he's so mad. He's like, don't fucking tell me that.
Yeah,
the fuck you think you are?
All right, my bad.
But yeah, Vince, Ty. I love it. Keep doing it. I'm just kidding. I'm messing with you.
Yeah, that's him.
That's a great way to segue from what if. So let's put that great question on the back burner. So I hope you got that written down somewhere, Steph. And before we close out, let's revisit that question, because I frankly need time to think about it. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I mean, I thought of some things at first, but I was like, well, let me think in depth. So at some point in time, I think I'll be able to submit that thought. But I just want to take a couple moments before we segue to Titans and just big up everybody who's watching live. I want to big up everybody who's on Facebook, everybody who's on Twitch, watching on Comedy Hub, everybody who's on YouTube. One time for our boy Seriously Black, who we met, if I'm not mistaken, at MegaCon, and has been watching us faithfully since. Big up to you, and thanks for watching us live on YouTube. We also want to quickly request and frankly demand that everybody who does watch us start to follow and subscribe on YouTube, as there will be a lot more content specifically tailored for YouTube, i.e. some of our after banter. We will be trying to keep the show under a time limit because everybody can't stay on for 4 hours every single week. But what we will do is we'll try to have some after banter and post that live stuff, or even just clips of it on YouTube. So whatever you got going on, if you have a phone, whatever it is, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, smash that subscribe button like Hulk would on Scarlett Johansson when the sun's coming down. And hit us up on YouTube, especially, and also on all the other sites. Another quick announcement, very exciting news, and I think I'm gonna let Yaz. I think I'd like for Yaz, excuse me, to elaborate a little more. But I think we're gonna be doing a contest of sorts next week, something like that. Yaz, is that correct? Is that
yes,
right?
We are. All right, guys. So, being that Stephanie has been so gracious and awesome to grace us with a amazing question of the day and get us all thinking, yes, this is all sparked on your awesome creative mind. So thank you. I'm actually going to be doing a free giveaway. So I'll have a couple of different options for the winner to choose from. The best comments to during the whole podcast next week, live on Saturday morning, will be subjected to getting a free merchandise when our actual website will be dropping next week too. What's up? So for Lisa, and for everybody waiting, okay, we will be live and functioning next week.
Yes. And of course, to our founding member, Yaz, who has been working night and day tirelessly on the website, on the merchandise. I mean, if I may, Yaz, I ain't trying to put you on blast, but we were speaking before the show started about Yaz potentially accepting a new job offer, possibly, and it was so dope because Yaz was like, she was in an interview and she was like, can you work Saturdays? And she's like, no.
I'm sorry, I have priorities.
I have a podcast, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like I'm devoted to it, so like I can't like work on Saturdays. You know what I'm saying, dog? Because like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, I could totally picture Yaz being like, no, I am completely blocked out on Saturdays. My bad. Yaz, you were saying something I didn't
No, like that legit. I have priorities, and my priorities become for my other priorities. So like they gotta understand. They want me, but they gotta understand if they want me. So.
I love it. And if I may, real quick, if I could just brag on the homie Yaz, founding member, real quick. Here is one of the shirts that I have been rocking on the ship that I get a lot of love for. People ask me like where I got it from. You can tell like I've had to wash it now because I wear it so much. It's got our new Blerd order, one of our logos on it, and another one, of course, which is my favorite Yaz shirt that I got from her, which I highly recommend. Is the ever so coveted "This Is the Way" shirt, which is a new Blerd merch. No Celsius involved. This is actually our merchandise here, so there's no need for sponsorship. But yeah, man, you can see these right now. If I'm not mistaken, the new Blerd order. I don't think it's live yet, but the website is, I believe, just about on the brink of completion of the construction of it.
Yes.
So we'll be able to put it to newblerdorder.com and the new Blerd order for those of y'all out there that like to purchase domain names just so other people can't purchase them. So yes. One time, if I could real quick, y'all, can we just clap it up for Yaz? Like Yaz turned down money. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck, bro? I'd be like, yeah, I got shit to do on Saturday, but
there were stipulations, okay? There were stipulations. That's all I said. And she said, "What kind of stipulations?" I said, "Well, Saturday, what time? Because like I have things to do on Saturday morning. So, I'll be there, but like there are stipulations to my time. You know what I'm saying? So sorry, I have obligations that come first. So
Yaz, do you go to the grocery store and tell them what you're gonna pay?
Sometimes I don't fuck around. Austin has seen it. Austin has seen it before. I don't play. Listen, if some shit is in the wrong spot and I see it on sale and I go up there and I'm like, that shit was in the wrong spot. And I won't even move. Hold on. I won't even move the other shit. Cause like, that shit happens in Walmart all the time. I won't even move the other shit. I will leave it there. Okay. Instead of being a good citizen, I'm gonna leave that shit there and make that bitch go walk over there and see that shit. And I'll even show her the picture so she can be like, oh, well, that wasn't like it when I saw it. Bitch, I just took a picture of it and it's timestamped. Yes, the fuck it was. So, yes.
Yaz is the reason that you find toothpaste in the freezer aisle. Yaz is that customer.
I don't move it, but listen,
allegedly,
if I'm gonna buy something and it's in the wrong fucking spot because someone wasn't paying attention or doing their job right and it's wrong, it's marked wrong, it's like $50 and I got it for $6, that's not my problem. Like, y'all take that cut. It's not my problem. Wow. I love a good deal and I will fight for it. Hey.
Cashier's like, you found this T-bone steak in the potato chips aisle. And she's like,
you don't
yeah,
want 100%. Club. You don't want to see
I took a picture of it and everything.
Bad.
All right, fair enough. I love it. All right, well, moving right along, man. We love Marvel, of course, but there are things afoot rumbling in the world of DC. The Titans the Titans show is still popping. I'm not gonna lie, I have been unfortunately limited with my access, so I did get a chance to kind of check it out, but I didn't really get a chance to see all of it. However, if there's one thing that I can say for sure, and this is not changing, is that the best part right now of this series for me is turning out to be Miss Blackfire herself, sister of one Dylon Hotfire, as more fire.
It's Starfire, Blackfire, and Spit Hot Fire.
Spit Hot Fire, yes. I love the characters, and they all gotta walk to get cheesecake from Brooklyn and shit. I love it. But you have to admit, like, seeing these two strong black women on the screen depicting these characters so effortlessly in a manner that is credible, I frankly think is astounding, and it just made me really like this series even more. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, kind of like Stephanie and maybe even and Tyrone, who we had to kind of get to start watching, and Yaz too, for that matter. I did not begin watching Titans with the utmost enthusiasm. I was kind of like, yeah, all right, I'll check it out. Mm-hmm. And after the first few seasons, you see why it's appealing. But I think that my favorite part of the first season was Raven and the way that they told her story. I actually think that they did that very well. So if you haven't seen Titans, that first season, I frankly think that Raven really, really is done well. They kind of did what I was expecting X-Men to do for Rogue in the first X-Men movie, but better, because Raven has an inner demon. Like it's not like some inner spirit, it's like a fucking demon. It's like an evil spirit. You know what I'm saying? And they make it real dark, and she can't control it, and she'll kill a motherfucker. Like, it's not no bullshit. Like, she will kill a motherfucker. Wake up like, oh, what have I done? You know what I'm saying? So to see. Brutally. Yeah, like some old, like,
is being nice. No, she will. You might have body parts all over.
Yeah. complete, yeah, Melina style, just
Yeah.
going all the way in. You know what I mean? So I wasn't able to see this episode in its totality, but I think I got the main gist of it. Of course, we still have Dick, partnering up with Batgirl, aka Barbara Gordon. Trying to kind of do the thing. I'm still loving the way that they are kind of putting Crane, aka Scarecrow, up on a pedestal and kind of making him this maniacal Joker-like but smarter figure. I also love the fact that there are drugs involved. For some strange reason, I think that brings a level of reality, especially in this age where folks are dying of fentanyl and stuff like that. So I really had a good. I really am enjoying it. But Tyrone, you got a chance to see the whole episode. What would you say? Did you enjoy it, or did I miss anything by not seeing the whole thing, or what's up?
I think this was probably in my opinion, one of the slower episodes of the season, and maybe even of the series. I think it's kind of hit a point where they're developing some storylines and stuff, so we're getting a lot of like backstory and a lot of setup. I found myself these last couple episodes just kind of like, okay, all right, this is cool. Right. It's good. You know what I mean? Like we're seeing some stuff, but like it hasn't been like the first season or two where you're just like, damn, so much happened. You know what I mean? So yeah, I would say you probably didn't miss much, except for some stuff that might pay off, in a couple episodes. But yeah, I mean, the Scarecrow's been fun to watch. Seeing him, the way that he and Red Hood are working together is a cool angle and stuff. Blackfire obviously has, in my opinion, been the best thing about season 3. The best new addition, without a doubt.
Starfire's not like the best thing.
No,
Starfire's been there since the get.
Yeah, Blackfire is the best addition, and I think Starfire is going to be better because Blackfire's around now. I think we're going to get better stuff out of Starfire. Not that she's been bad at any point, but I think there have been points where she's only just been kind of like the overpowered individual that's there to kind of like bail them out in that last second. But now we're going to get more like real story behind her and really start to get to know her. I like the relationship she's got kind of budding with this therapist. She's got that whole like she's diving in there. They seem to kind of do some themes there about mental health. There's a lot of that. You see it with Bruce Wayne, you see it with Starfire, you see it a lot in this show, which, as we all know, I'm a fan. So yeah, it's been good. It slowed down a little bit these last couple episodes, but it's been a good season.
Yes, we know Tyrone Therapy Thornhill is all about mental health, and I don't mean to make light of that. I mean that is very important. I mean, I of course I always speak about my outward neuroses, and so I definitely encourage y'all to hit up Talkspace or do whatever it is. Tylene, what you think about the episode, bro?
I mean, I gotta agree with Tyrone. It was one of the slower episodes. As far as introductions and building up, I think that's kind of maybe the approach of this season is we're gonna take our time and build, because again, we have an origin story for Scarecrow, because this is his introduction. This episode gave us what looks like the introduction of Victor Freeze.
Oh shit!
Yes. So we didn't even see him though, unfortunately.
They name dropped him.
Yeah, they name
dropped him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I said that it feels like they're giving us the introduction of Victor Freeze. At this point, it was a slower episode. I do agree. Blackfire is she's killing it right now. The dynamic between her and Superboy,
yeah.
She gave him the look up and down, like I'm gonna check. I saw what I need to see. Let's get it popping. Look, you know what I mean? Like, and he was like, and to his credit, because I was thinking he was like a square. He was like, I'll let you see whenever you ready.
Right?
Like,
He said, love to show you sometime.
I was like, hold up, Superboy.
I have to be like, some walls are gonna be breaking in there, fucking.
Like they don't call me the boy is still for nothing. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Yes, Steph. I know that you're new to joining us on the cast, so I don't know if you've had a chance to kind of indulge in the Titans stuff yet. If not, it's okay. But if have you had an opportunity to see any of the episodes?
I haven't watched yet. I've read the latest spoilers. Honestly, I feel very overwhelmed by how much content there is already. So I'm like, oh God, do I really have to start at season 1, episode 1? This is going to take 3 years to get caught up.
It actually does. Like, I got completely like caught up in less than a week of watching it. And I mean, and that's working and you know what I'm saying? Like in between, you know, like working and all kinds of shit. So I mean, like it wasn't like a dread, but it was just like every time I had some free time, like even like on my lunch break or whatever, I would just watch like little, you know, bits of it and keep going. So it only took like a week to catch up. It wasn't that bad, I promise.
Yeah, the first two seasons are really
Titans meal
bingeable.
plan. Like how do I go
Oh,
about
sorry.
it?
That was. Go ahead, Stephanie. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You were saying.
Oh, I was saying I need guidance. I need like a Titans meal plan. How does one like one episode a day, one in the morning, one at night? Like
I mean that's kind of how I started out, was like 1 or 2 episodes a day, and then like, you know, as I started like getting more like for the show, you know, as I was moving through the episodes, I started watching it like on my lunch break, and then when I was, you know, like when I had slow times at work, I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna pop in your headset real quick and just, you know, like whenever I could get it in, that's what I did. You know what I'm saying? Like you already know the spoilers, so it's not like it's gonna be spoiling shit for you. You see what I'm saying?
Tyrone, what was you saying?
Oh, and I was just saying that the first 2 seasons are very bingeable, so I don't think you'll have much of a problem getting through those quickly. The third season is a little bit slower, but like I think you'll fly through. And plus, didn't you tell us last time you have a problem when you start watching shows, you don't stop until it's done? There you go. What you do is you lean into that issue, and you just get super unhealthy for a couple weeks and just lean in, and then we'll hit you up and you'll be like, you know, eyes bloodshot red and stuff like that. But you'll be on the show and you will have seen every episode and you'll be like, I did it. Teeth falling out. I did it.
Well, we stop at the teeth part.
Right.
But
I like to talk about this episode too that you asked about the other week. I think maybe you asked about it the other week, was crypto. You were like, what's up with crypto? This was the episode that we actually got to see crypto in action.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Okay. So he used his heat rays.
Yep.
He did, yeah.
Yeah, he used his heat rays and stopped the bad guys.
Put some henchmen in the hospital.
Yeah, it's funny. The crypto thing was funny though, because like he uses his laser eyes, his heat vision to like just warm the guns up enough for the guys to drop them. And this show, it gets me like this all the time. Like they'll like rip somebody's face off, and then like crypto comes along and is like, "Ow, my gun's hot." Like, you know what I mean? It's just like it's so funny. I'm always they're just like, don't forget how corny this show can be, and it's working for me for whatever reason. It never seems to not work.
Fair enough. Well, I'm glad that I didn't miss the best episode ever. And I'm cool with the spoilers on this one too, because like I said, while I was watching it, I was like, all right, you know, I don't know if there's going to be some twist at the end or whatever, but I did fall completely asleep. And then I also had difficulty watching it, obviously, because I'm still out here. But I mean, you know, it's not, I mean, you can't expect them all to be bangers, but just to kind of reiterate, Steph, if you do start watching that, I mean, I have to say that the first season is like what, like, again, it took Ty. Ty was the first one. I got to give Ty his credit. Was the first one to watch this show on this panel, point blank period. And he had been saying, yo, you gotta, you know, I always gotta do my Ty. Yo, you gotta watch you gotta watch that shit. I'm telling you, Vinny. This is before when it wasn't on HBO Max.
I'm gonna be paying attention.
I really like that. Yeah.
Yo, dog, me. Yo, you got it. No. All right. But yo, at first, keep in mind, it started off on DC's own network. Like it wasn't on HBO Max at first, so it was limited with the access. But of course, Ty Firestick, you know, Robin, you know, the bad Firestick, you know, him and the Firestick clique figure out a way to, you know, jail block everything and shit. So, and by the way, you should probably holler at him too, because he's got the plug on that. You know, like, you know, 2 of the people on this panel don't have. Well, no, look, we've gone in depth on this show. Like, Tyler, yo, go there and go to the guy on YouTube.
You do. Every time I got a phone, you're like, look the guy up. Did you look the guy up?
Yeah, yo.
Listen, whenever
it's
I
no
got
secret.
good
It's shit's
news, I
public
like to
domain.
share it with my people. I like to share good news with my people, man.
I love it. I needed it because my shit was locked up and all frozen shit. Because I had this.
And look, and now you are. Look, you part of the universe, and we are here together. We see what we want to see when we want to see it, right?
Thank you, Master.
Thank you.
For the record, I have no knowledge of. I just want to say I have no knowledge of or recollection of any non-legal activities. I'm here purely as an observer. I'm the watcher. I can't interfere, and I'm just gonna hang back.
They sell it on Amazon and at Walmart and at Target, so it's not illegal because they fucking sell it. If they didn't,
it was for the joke. Yes, it was illegal for the joke.
They don't want to drop too much because when you go dropping too much, then they be like, "Oh, really? Well, watch this," and then that be we go to click in and we don't be right, and I'll be like, "Yes," you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
We got it. You know.
But while we do have access, Yaz, I believe, did see Shang-Chi on Fire Stick from the comfort of her own living room.
And
she had to learn Mandarin though to understand what they were saying.
Yeah, my phone was trying to Google translate that shit, bro. I was like,
So she might have saved a few dollars on the movie ticket, but she spent $500 on Rosetta Stone so she could watch the movie. So
actually, it was Babbel because Babbel, you know, full sentences, bro. I'm trying to get there quicker. Okay.
All right. Well, thank you, and konnichiwa to you as well. That's Japanese. So I'm sorry, I completely screwed that all up. But yeah, man, that's definitely cool. So just to kind of fast forward a little bit and move forward, segue-less. I'm 0 for 2 on segues this time. I'm not doing my usual segue lead on, but there's no real way to segue. I mean, all right, I'll give it a shot.
Here we go.
Believe in yourself.
So, you know, DC doesn't really do a lot of shows well, but one of my favorite DC shows was this show called The Watchmen. I don't know if you saw that show, Stephanie. And Steph in The Watchmen, there's a bunch of folks that wear masks, kind of like we do in with coronavirus. But the star of that show was this guy named Dr. Manhattan, played by a gentleman named that you may have heard, Yahya Abdul Mateen. Now, Yahya has been getting a lot of press and a lot of play as of late. I mean, you may recall him in the movie Aquaman as the Mantis. He's been doing a lot, but one of his most recent roles that we can actually say he's being heralded for is his role as Candyman. What'd you think about that, Tyrone? What'd you think about that, bro?
That was that was the Lord of the Rings of segues. That was a journey, and I appreciate it. That was, you know, we got to travel the realms. And we got there.
Yeah.
but you didn't see it. Like, if I didn't set it up like a segue, it would have been a seamless segue. Like it went.
It went together really well. The running time, no complaints about the running time. I loved every second of it. It was full of it was a whole narrative. It was good.
Shout out to J.R.R. Tolkien. But yeah, man. But the Candyman movie came out. I did not watch it, nor do I care to. I will for the sake of content, but I'm not a horror fan. Just full disclosure, I don't really fuck with horror like that, and it has nothing to do with. Well, it's not like I'm scared, or it's just, you know, I'm going to watch it for the culture. Say it again, Tyleen. What'd you say, bro? I missed it.
Support black business. I mean, damn.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Look, I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna give them my dollars. Go ahead,
listen,
yes.
I'm just letting you know, like, I'm on the same wavelength when it comes to like horror. You know what I'm saying? It's not something I like, you know, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna watch it. It's not something on my, like, you know, to-do list to watch horror. Like, I still haven't seen Get Out, but I still be sharing those interracial memes all the time. You know what I'm saying? Right. It was one of those movies though, like it made, I don't know, I enjoyed the fact that, like, from seeing the first one and seeing this new one, it gave me like the history behind Candyman, like the story behind it. And it like made me really understand and connect with how and why this man did what he did, and why this whole say my name what became a thing. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, watch it, because if you want to support Black culture, this will dig into Black culture, and it will dig into what people did to this man that caused him to become this thing that he is now. So I would watch it. It's not even like that. It shouldn't even be like rated R, to be honest with you. It is because it, like, you know, there's killing in it, but there was nothing like I literally watched the whole thing. I was like, damn, I could have watched this at night. I was kind of like, damn, I was a little bitch on this one. It's okay, but you know, but I watched it and I really enjoyed it. I loved everything about this movie, and I liked how they brought, you know, the original Candyman back in it. And they showed us the Candymans through history too. So watch it, please. It was great.
Talene.
I'm gonna say this. This was directed by Nia DaCosta, Black woman.
Yes.
Also
Jordan Peele.
Also produced with Jordan by Jordan Peele. So my thing is, I really want to support anything that our people do. And this is just me saying, out of support, go check this movie out. It's not a bad movie. I do have some issues. I don't want to go too much into that and deter anybody from going to see this movie, but they went totally different from the original Candyman, which to me was a little awkward, because Candyman was a classic for me. Like, that was like one of those. The original Candyman scared me.
Yeah,
like that shit, like that actually scared me. Like, I would, after that movie, there was no way in hell me or anybody that I was with was gonna be in no mirror saying Candyman. If I started saying Candyman, I'm out. Like, I'm not about to be here with you to deal with what happens when he get here. That's how serious I thought it was. Like, I thought there was a real Candyman. Like I remember my sister used to be like, "Yo, you keep messing with me, I'm gonna call Candyman." I was like, "Yo, you call Candyman?" I'm telling Ma if you call Candyman. So Candyman for me played an integral role in me being scared of mirrors for a very long time. So, this movie didn't do that for me. I wasn't really scared of this version of Candyman at all. I feel like this version of Candyman could be any black man that's had enough at some point. So it was definitely relatable. But when I'm thinking Candyman and watching the classic, I need you to, like, really scare me. I don't even think after this, that white people were scared of that Candyman. They'd be like, a bullet will get me. But I know, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, go support black business.
Oh, of course. Look, even if I end up paying for the movie and not watching it, I'll support this shit somehow. That's just the way I feel about the culture. But Tyrone, I know you say you got to see it. Did you see it in the movie theater or?
Yeah, I did. I got to see it in the movie theater. Yeah, and there were like 6 people in the whole theater, so I was feeling all right, feeling comfortable. Feeling good.
No babies, no masturbation, none of that stuff going on.
No, it was super quiet. It was super quiet. Everybody was just enjoying the movie. It was perfect. Faith in theaters restored. But I enjoyed the hell out of the movie. I agree with Ty and Yaz. I don't think that it was very scary. I'm starting to think that I'm very desensitized, because the things that I saw were done really well. I mean, it was any kind of makeup was great. Right. It was shot well. It sounded great. You know what I mean? Like it had all of the ingredients there, all the right ingredients for scares. But I just think that like shit is just so messed up that we're all desensitized to this stuff. You know what I mean? But it was done so well. The movie was really, really good. I like that. It just kind of I get what you're saying, Ty, on the how different it was from the old Candyman, as this kind of like urban legend sort of thing. Whereas they went into a much, much deeper kind of almost supernatural, role, as it like, kind of like how we think about, like gods and stuff from African cultures. It's almost, it almost has that kind of a ring to it, like these vengeful, spirits and stuff like that, which I actually enjoyed it. But yeah, overall, I mean, this movie was just really, really good. the acting was incredible. This dude has range. I'm just gonna call him Yaya because I don't know how to pronounce his whole name, but dude's got range. I think we're gonna see a lot more of him. Just period. I mean, we've already seen a lot of him, but he absolutely killed it. Tiana Paris was amazing. She was a lot of fun to watch. She's always fun to watch, but she killed it in the movie. There was a great moment where she opens a door, and she opens a door. She sees like a dark staircase leading down, and she goes, "Nope," and just closes the door. And I was like, "Yes, it was a perfect moment." And there's a lot of those kind of moments that kind of speak directly to kind of like how we understand horror movies and stuff, and the reactions that we thought we would make in those situations, like the way people react, especially the way Black folks react in the movie is just it's so relatable and it's so perfect. And there were a lot of I say watch it, watch it and have a good time. It's more fun than I thought it was going to be. I actually had more fun watching it than I thought I would.
Steph, you strike me as somebody like myself who may not necessarily be into the horror genre, but are you familiar with the Candyman, brand and all of that?
I am not into horror, but I am into Yahya Abdul-Mateen. So I am going to see this film. Also, for the record, Vince, in defense of my nerd honor, I have watched every episode of HBO's Watchmen and competed in a cosplay rap competition as Sister Knight. So you don't need to tell me about Watchmen. Okay? I'm going to that one. Thank you.
Oh, well, in that case, Stephanie, I'm curious to know why you like Yahya so much. Then, if you've seen all the Watchmen episodes,
I think he's a very talented actor. I admire his abilities.
He has a very, very long list of credits that is really, you say there's a robust nature to his acting ability.
Deep well of talent.
Wow. Okay, the innuendo is oozing through my.
I'm mad I asked that question at this point.
I know Mr. Fuck Myself variant ain't sitting there talking shit about somebody who's trying to have sex with somebody that's not their self. I mean, give me a break. Anyway, but yeah, continue. Yeah, Steph, you were saying.
But I would ask of the panel, I feel like I know Bad Ty's answer already, but philosophically, would you say this villainous individual's name in a mirror 5 times for $500, and why or why not?
Fuck no.
What?
I'll do that shit right now. I'm in front of a mirror right now. But then again, I haven't seen the movie.
Do it.
I will get offline right now. I swear to God, I don't play that. I do not play with that thing. I'm dead ass still to this day. Hell no. Like, you have been doing that shit.
I had a mirror.
Oh my God. This is.
I'm not playing, Vince.
Go.
You ain't said nothing, man. All right. Well, first of all, my Cash App is $ Vinny St. Louis. I don't know who's paying the $500. But shit, you ain't said nothing, man. All right, I will expose you. Let's go ahead. Let's do this. All right. Well, it's kind of weird now. I don't know. I'm a little scared now that we, there. Now y'all get to see how many cups of coffee I've had. Well, don't even mention like I brought hot sauce on the boat. I had to get off the boat and buy hot sauce. All right.
Oh my God.
All right.
Don't do it.
All right, let's do this.
I'm not going to pay you $500. This was hypothetical.
Yeah, she totally did say that. She totally did say that.
Yeah, I'm not.
I don't give a fuck.
Okay, wait, hold on. Rule number one of kindergarten: if you can't follow instructions, you ain't gonna get candy. Okay, that's why they give those tests. That's why they give those tests. Okay, and they give
lost
question, and it gives you all these answers, all these things, and the whole thing is set on the top. All you need to do is write your name at the top and the date. If you answer all the questions, you failed.
Ty is gone, by the way. Ty was talking about how he was not scared at all during this movie. And we have now, he is often not. He unfollowed all of us on social media. He moved. He just sold his house and moved just to make sure he's gone. He was like, nope, not messing with his Candyman stuff. So See the movie.
Hilarious.
See the movie.
Hilarious.
I am a
I'm
logical.
gonna do that shit anyway.
I'm a logical
ahead, Steph.
person, but I genuinely do believe that if you say this name 5 times in the mirror, you're going to call a spirit into your life. I'm not going to say they're going to look like the actor from the movie, but I believe that something will be like, oh, you want to play fucking games with demons? Hello. Cool.
It's
right.
freaking fiction. It's not real. It's
You don't know
do you
that
click
though.
your heels
The
3
story
times
may
and go to
not be.
Kansas?
Poltergeist
Declaring
real,
to the
bro.
universe, I want to play games with demons. That I believe.
Oh, get the fuck out of here. Y'all are give me a break, man. This is just not even that serious. All right.
Oh my
Hey
God.
man, look, man, stop playing. Like, stop playing.
Candyman.
I don't even want to hear it. How about the music?
I'm gonna mute you. You wave at me when you're done.
Candyman.
Oh, Vince just went and he threw extra in there.
I ain't scared of you, puss ass nigga. Come see me, bitch. Shit, bro. I'm in the middle of the ocean, bitch. If you show up here, bitch, you deserve to be here. You probably got the platinum pass on Carnival.
So,
I ain't scared,
everyone,
bro.
stay tuned for the news.
I don't believe in none of that shit, yo. I don't believe in none of that supernatural shit. None of it. Period. None of it. Like I mean, I may have at one point in time in my life. I mean, evidently saying Candyman or bringing it up that kills Ty's Wi-Fi. So maybe that's an added of the Candyman's lore. But I don't until I actually see a physical specter. Until I actually like, there have been times which I had a belief system that caused me to explain inexplicable events using other inexplicable things. But I don't want to say grown past, but I've moved past that, and I just don't have that. I don't have that fear. I don't have that old shit. You know, if I go under a ladder or throw salt over my I don't have none of that superstitious shit in my life at all. And
easy to say when the sun's out.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
I'm messing with you.
Steph and Yaz, but Steph was up first. What's up?
I was just gonna say real quick, if it brings Yahya Abdul Mateen to my house, I will say okay. But I don't think that's how it works.
My God, yo, don't slip out of your chair. Steph.
That's a different kind of
What's that, Michael B. Jordan? It's getting real wet out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is going on? Yaz, what were you saying?
I was gonna say you should definitely watch the fucking movie because there was plenty of skepticalism that got their asses cut the fuck up. So
okay, all right. Well, cool.
Stephanie's right though. Stephanie's right though. Don't be doubting the negative energy that could come into your body, dog. Because poltergeist, you know what I'm saying? All that shit, negative energies, all that shit is real. You know what I'm saying? Like UFOs are real.
It's not real. It's literally a production. It's completely fake. It's not real. It's meant to make you think it's real. I don't believe in none of that shit. Like, listen. Both. It's no secret. My parents, both my mom, pop, both ministers, not head pastors of the church, but ministers. All right. And I have yet to see that actual physical Holy Ghost. I have yet to see somebody like start walking after they. Like all of these things have scientific. Just because something can't be explained doesn't mean that. Whatever it is that is to explain it is supernatural or from a deity or from a higher being, so to speak. So, I mean, that's a whole different conversation. But I have zero belief in any of it, which is completely different from me 20 years ago, which would have told you, I would have recited every single holy Bible verse and would have been able to basically prove that there is a Holy Spirit. You know what I'm saying? And that there are spirits as a result. And because I mean, even in the Bible, it speaks about Moses trying to convince his Pharaoh that he should let his people go by using his staff, and the staff turns into a snake. And then the Pharaoh's like, so what? My niggas do that shit too. You know what I'm saying? And he makes other snakes out of the shit, you know what I'm saying? And then so his snake eats the other snake. So it just shows that there's there could be some different kind of forces on both. Hold on, Minnie just got it.
Minnie for president.
Minnie is live from the Miniverse, yo. What's going on, man? And if the floor was moon pies, bro, I don't know if any of the motherfuckers would have came back, man. So that is hilarious. Yes, Steph, that's real. So I've been completely jaded. I don't believe in any of these. I just saw Jungle Cruise, and Jungle Cruise is based off of some lore, back in the Spanish conquistador days of exploration with Magellan and all that other shit. And there's like these curses and all. I don't believe in any. Like, I'm the guy, frankly. Like, I would be perfect for like some Ghost Chasers, some show. I'm like, fuck that shit, bro. Like, I watched this show. Ty put me on a show called Evil. I finished the whole thing, and there's an episode in Evil where, like, first of all, what I love about Evil, just what Ty said it was going to be, was the fact that it's filled with skepticism. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's basically one guy who believes, but even and it's Michael Coulter, excuse me, who I'm assuming probably you don't feel as well. I don't know. There's that twinkle in her eye. That's another dark chocolate.
It's mutual. We had a moment. Yeah.
She said, "Let me slide in my this."
Oh, I'm
Stephanie's got like a list of black actor baseball cards that she just just sifts through on.
I'm collecting them all, baby.
That's it.
All right, black Pokemon. I got it. I don't like the concept of the show Evil is basically there's a guy who's training to be a priest, and they're trying to kind of figure out these phenomenon that happen, in certain areas, and he's teamed. On his side is there's a tech guy and well, look at you.
We're besties. We had a whole conversation about Howard. He may or may not have kissed me. Not a big deal. It's fine. Whatever.
Okay.
Well, shit. Damn. You know what? Can you get him on the show? Can you call him right now? Let's call it the Luke Cage real quick. Look at you. All right, fair enough. But yeah, I like I said, the concept of the show that you of your boyfriend there, is that there's skepticism throughout the whole thing, and I love that aspect of it. Look, do I want to believe in stigmata? Sure. Do I want to believe that folks that are in straitjackets are actually possessed? Sure. That makes things a lot more interesting, but it doesn't actually pan out. It's just from my standpoint, it's a belief system. But that's the subject for a whole other show that we can talk about on a Patreon, because that's going to take hours and hours and hours of time, of which we don't actually have. But I mean, I don't know if anybody else on here feels the same way as me. Do you actually believe? Like, I just said Candyman like 8 times. I don't think this. I mean, come on, give me a break, man. There's nothing happening. Like, do y'all actually believe this shit? Like, Jazz, you're looking over there like, oh shit, you about to get it. Like, I have zero fear about it. Like, zero.
Just listen, okay? I don't fuck with the supernatural, dog. That's all I gotta say.
Yaz is tuning out. She doesn't even want to think about it. Like, she's like, I want to work on my website.
You know me. Yeah. As far as I want to divulge into that one, because I don't need no negative entities coming into my motherfucking house. Got my, gotta stay to my house now for this.
I'm literally the guy that all right, I'm gonna tell you a stupid ass quick anecdote from college years. I got so mad at people being so into the concept of things being scary that I actually went one day to smoke with my boys and one of my boys' groupies. He had a freaking like 3 groupies. He used to and yes, I call them groupies because that's what they were. Like, he was rapping and shit, and we went to a graveyard, to a cemetery, like in the middle of the night, to have a smoke session and shit. And nothing happened, believe it or not. You know what I'm saying? And I used to be the guy who would, like, if there's an empty old abandoned house, like, I'd go up to that shit, walk it, knock on the door, go around the back, see if there's something. Like, I don't give it. Like, I'm searching. I want to believe. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking for evidence of the existence of the paranormal. I want it to be real. I even convinced myself that I saw it at one point in time when I was younger. When I think back, I'm like, nah, it just probably was some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So I just, I guess that's why I'm not really into, that's why I'm more of a superhero type of fan, because that's it's completely fiction and we know it, and we're not expecting, Iron Man to come out of the sky and to save us. But that's just me, Ty. I see you looking at me like, yeah, you're gonna learn. You know what I mean? And I just don't think I will.
Look, I'm just like this. We talk about this all the time. So I prescribe to a lot of the same notions and theories and stuff that you prescribe to. It's just that I also realize that belief is not required for existence. If it exists, it exists. Whether you believe or not doesn't really matter.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like at some point, maybe you will get what you're asking for. And maybe that point will be that point where you're like, I wish I never asked. So I don't know. I mean, do I have experience where I could say I saw some things? Like I've seen stuff, and just like you, I probably can go back and say, yeah, maybe it was a figment of my imagination. You know what I mean? Right. So we can discount anything if we want to, just like we can prove anything if we want to.
I do want to cut it. We can't really prove anything if we want to. There are some things that just can't be proven because they're not true and stuff. But
well, what I mean in the context of what I'm saying is, we can prove anything that we want to prove in a necessary environment. So basically, if I have 150 motherfuckers that believe the same shit that I believe, and then they go and they spread that same shit to another 150 motherfuckers each, and eventually that shit at some point becomes true in their realm of thinking. In the same way Christopher Columbus was for so long thought to be this.
What you just described is belief, and like basically, you just described religion essentially, which is like a bunch of people, believe one thing and they tell a bunch of people, and those bunch of people start to believe in and stuff like that. I mean, that's, but proving something is a whole other thing. And I think that's where Vince is coming from with the supernatural stuff and the spiritual stuff and everything. And it's it's evidence based, it's proof, it's those kind of things, which is, I get what you're saying, and I get the kind of perception is reality angle of the argument, but proof and verification are different, completely different, in a different realm than of belief and like popular belief and accepted belief.
Yeah. I'm an empirical evidence guy. You know what I'm saying? Show me the data. You know what I'm saying? Let's journey into the unknown. And what I don't know is just that. It's what I don't know. It's not room for me to fill it in with witchcraft and to determine that just because I don't know why the door opened in the middle of the night, that it's because of a fucking ghost that's in this house that wants to be in this place of all places in the whole universe. You want to be in this house creaking doors and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean, there's some absurdity to it. I get it. But I honestly believe that a lot of the lore we believe is basically derivations of what we were taught growing up. Like, why do we believe in witches, ghosts, and demons as opposed to shit that we've never even heard of before that might actually exist? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, for me, it's just as a scientist of sorts, a former scientist or whatever, like, show me the data. One of the things that I learned, and this is another Patreon subject, because I'm trying to keep it under 2 hours. Is that if for me, I have grown to accept a greater level of comfort in acknowledging what I don't know and being comfortable in not knowing, instead of having to know, and therefore I need to gem up some sort of explanation for it to make myself feel more comfortable. I.e., if when we pass, do we know for a fact? There are some people that will be like, yes, I know I'm going to a heaven. Like, do we know? We really don't. It's a belief system. You believe you're going, but we don't know for a fact. And if I do, am I coming back to haunt Ty's Wi-Fi? Maybe. Who knows? But we don't fucking know that shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I've landed. And forgive me for droning on about that. I'm sure we all have opinions on it, and probably we should talk about it afterwards. But I definitely want to get into one of our last topics for today, which again is speaking to one of look at this girl, yo, Steph. Are you okay? Where are your hands, Steph?
She knows this one's got Yaya in it too.
Listen, okay. I actually have something to say about this. I posted in my Instagram story recently about the new trailer, and I had a picture of Yaya and the link to enterthematrix.com. And the best, most appropriate reaction was from my friend Maya, who said, "But can the Matrix enter me?" That is the
y'all go. My God. Yeah. All right. Listen, y'all are a whole mess over there. But I love it. I'm here for it. Speaking of the Matrix entering you, once again, your boy Yaya is out here and he is killing it. I mean, I gotta say, like, Yaya is low-key becoming like a comic book star, a black comic god, so to speak. I mean, he's now from DC. Only thing I don't think I've seen him in is anything Marvel as of yet. And please correct me if I'm wrong. But I mean, he's gone from DC to I mean, he's doing Candyman. He was am I missing anything? Now he's going to be in the Matrix. And I mean, I think that this dude is on fuego right now. If I could speak to myself now, I don't know if he's going to be able to really supersede our original Morpheus. Frankly, that is an iconic role that I am very, very apprehensive about seeing anybody fill the shoes. But I posed the question to you, Yas, like, and by the way, quick spoiler, we're going to attempt to watch a trailer on here, but it's going to be the last thing we do. So just in case we get, blocked or whatever happens, we don't have to reboot and come back on and everything like that. But Yas, we recently got the first look at the Matrix trailer. I haven't watched it yet. I'm looking forward to watching it live here in a couple minutes, so don't go anywhere, everybody. I don't know if you saw it or not, but what are your expectations for the Matrix Diapers Reloaded movie that we're expecting here? Because these motherfuckers old as shit, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, now I know John Wick is one thing, but the Matrix Neo we're used to with this young, exuberant face. What say you guys about the expectations for the upcoming Matrix movie?
I don't know. I saw like glimpses of the trailer. Because like I've been kind of busy since it dropped and everything. But I haven't gotten to watch the whole thing. But I'm definitely getting some John Wick vibes from Keanu. And I'm not mad at it because from the original Matrixes, you know what I'm saying? Like he was, he had some growth. So I'm definitely excited to see badass John Wick style moves inside this new Matrix and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm kind of happy they chose now to bring it back instead of like sooner, only because, you know what I'm saying? Like we all have that kind of like respect for John Wick. So I feel like this movie is like, no matter what, if it's good or bad, that those movies are going to hold, the action part, at least we know are going to be good. So, I mean, I'm kind of excited to see what the fuck's going to happen, if Trinity is actually going to make a debut, or like what's going to happen, or if he's stuck inside of his own, reality. He turned into Wanda, basically. He trapped himself in his mind so he could be happy. So I don't know. I'm excited to see what the fuck's going on. And does he take
Tyrone, let's go to you then. Let's go to Tyrone, then Steph, then Ty, then Bad Ty. What say you, Tyrone, about your expectations for the Matrix Resurrection?
Resurrections. Yeah, I think they're gonna blow our minds with this story. I think what we're kind of expecting is for them to just do Matrix stuff. And I think there's going to be some of that. I think that's what they showed us in the trailers. There's just going to be some Matrix stuff, some slow motion, some cool action, some, magical power looking kind of stuff. But it looks like they're setting us up for kind of an even deeper, more sort of mind bending take on the idea of a simulation and your existence and your consciousness and things like that. I think they're gonna really get deep with that kind of stuff, because when the first Matrix movie came out, the movie landscape was completely different. We've dealt with stuff in entertainment over the last decade that we have not seen a lot of. I mean, if you look at some of the shows that we've seen on TV, like Legion and Watchmen and stuff that are dealing with really crazy theories and crazy topics and substance, and some of the movies that we've seen, like they're going to be able to do a lot that they weren't able to really get into before. So I'm excited to see if they really kind of dive into the symbolic aspects of the Matrix, or if they're just going to make a crazy action movie and just let people have fun with it. We'll see.
Stephanie.
Okay, I have a lot of thoughts and feelings about this. I'm going to try to keep them concise. I was not going to be with it if I did not see my OG fave. So I was very excited to see Keanu Reeves returning as Neo and Carrie-Anne Moss returning as Trinity. As y'all have probably gleaned, I will never complain about additional Yahya Abdul-Mateen on my screen. However, I have questions about what is happening with Morpheus, and I'm going to need an explanation, because what we're not going to do is pull an Aunt Viv / War Machine and just plug and play a new Black person without an explanation of what happened. From my understanding, Lawrence Fishburne says that he was not contacted about this film and doesn't know why. Seems strange to me. So I'm deeply hoping that they're hiding a secret Morpheus cameo and they're just going to shock and surprise the fans. If he really is not involved and wasn't even contacted, that's got me effed up a little bit. So I'm hoping that they're going to pull a big, pleasant surprise. I'll be very disappointed if not.
I'm hoping that Minnie is right, as he's in the comments saying that that's not Morpheus. Minnie, of course, a fellow Blerd man who's been on the panel many times. It's about that time for Minnie to come back on the show. So Minnie, fuck with your boy, you know what I'm saying? I know you out there killing the stages and shit, but it's about that time for you to come back on, baby Grogu. All right, Ty, Bad Ty, what's your thoughts on the upcoming movie, bro?
I think everybody made some really good points. For me, I think there's no way that The Matrix is not a good movie. And I mean, it's probably going to be really, really, really good. Simply because remember when The Matrix came out, it was like one of those movies that we hadn't really experienced. It was like the cinematography, the CGI, everything was pretty good, especially back then. So now here we are, umpteen years later, and we got Neo back, we got Trinity. I think that's enough. That would have been enough for me. But the fact that they got some young up and comers coming through too, I expect this to be just as big as the original Matrix was. Even though I do have a problem with it streaming on HBO Max, because this is one of those movies where I feel like HBO Max should have made the executive decision and say, okay, maybe not this one. I know we said we're going to do all of them, but just maybe not this one, because this one on the big screen is going to hit different than it is going to hit at home. So, but I do still think it's going to be a great movie. I do. And if it is just like a fun action movie, I'm here for that too. Yeah. We've seen John Wick 3 times. Yeah. Or in the Matrix. Yeah. Give me John Wick in the Matrix, goddamn it. Let's have it. I am here for it if that's what we get. So yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, this does kind of look like. Go ahead, Tyrone.
Oh no, I was going to piggyback off what Ty was saying, because there's a lot of stuff that they have available to them that they didn't have back when that first Matrix movie came out. So like what you were saying, it was kind of like a game changer as far as special effects goes and camera work and stuff like that. That was the creativeness of the Wachowskis. You know what I mean? So that could, we could see some stuff again that we couldn't even fathom seeing. You know what I mean? I'm hoping that we get some more of that game changing type Matrix stuff.
Yes. I agree.
And definitely since the Wachowski brothers are now the Wachowski sisters, I'm assuming that there's not going to be any changes. What's going on, Steph?
I want to hear more from the commenter who was saying that Yahya is not Morpheus, and if he knows something we don't, because the armless glasses, the scene teaching Neo how to fight, they're certainly leading us to believe that is Morpheus. Although I did a little bit of research, and it seems that Yaya and Lana are both avoiding answering the question of is he Morpheus, so maybe not. But this is like a very definitive comment. What do you know? Please share. Inquiring minds.
Well, yeah, that's a good question, Minnie. But I will say that I'm glad that he brought that up, because maybe it's our mind playing tricks on us. Just because he's a black guy with glasses doesn't make him Morpheus. You know what I'm saying? Every agent wears
glasses.
But he was also in the image you showed. He was holding the red pill. Like, yo, come on. Like, yo,
and he's
that's a red hot. That's not a red pill. He's just giving that man some candy, and you guys took it and made it something else.
Yo, this whole scene with, I mean, and look, if you're looking at that scene right there, he's holding the red pill. That is the Morpheus scene where you're giving him the option to take the red or the blue pill. Like, yo, you got the same specs on. Like, if you're not gonna claim Morpheus, they definitely intend to somehow link you to Morpheus.
Like, do they intend to have Neo trust this person as though they were Morpheus, and are using that to their advantage? You know what I mean? Like, it's it could be that he was talking about he's an agent and stuff like that. They haven't said Morpheus. They've just kind of let us believe it, and I hope they have some fun with that. We might be looking at a situation just like we were with Doctor Strange in the Spider-Man trailer. Like, what's going on here? You know what I mean?
Right.
And one thing I gotta say about that too, though. Remember, Neo is fucking Wanda. He can do whatever. For all we know, he has created this version of Morpheus in the Matrix. So however he does, how he can do everything now. Like,
really whatever he wants.
Literally whatever he wants. So what if he has created this version of it? Because Morpheus was like a father to him. You know what I'm saying? So when you lose something like that, just like Wanda lost Vision, you create a world where these people aren't gone. So maybe he created a younger version of Morpheus, you know what I'm saying, in this little, multiverse he's created. You know what I mean? So, I mean, that's,
maybe he's created his own Matrix in a way where, that he's trying to, his subconscious is trying to escape from. You know what I mean? It could be all kinds of stuff going on here.
A lot of shit. Yeah, man. This is going to be a dope movie.
There was Minnie also dropped. I would encourage you, if I don't know where you're watching this, but Minnie dropped a theory earlier. I'm not going to put it on here because it's very telling, and I don't even want to it's damn near a spoiler. Like it's like if that ends up being the actual shit, like then it's going to destroy the movie for me. And if anybody else thinks the way I do, which typically they don't. But it's pretty revealing. But I see Minnie's put a lot of thought into this, man. So I'm eager to see what this ends up being. But me and Ty on the opposite sides of the fence of this. I think this movie is going to be trash. I don't want to say trash. I think it's going to be subpar. And hear me out. Hear me out.
Man, now I hope Candyman gets your ass.
Well, damn, why I gotta be my ass, man? Well, hear me out. The Matrix is now going to be part 4, which puts it on Star Wars level fandom, right? Like we're approaching. We have some parallels in these universes in which you have a groundbreaking movie in which nobody knew what the fuck it was when it first came out. I mean, Will Smith was first cast, or they were trying to get him to be Neo, and he turned it down to do Wild Wild West and Men in Black. You know what I'm saying?
I like that movie. Okay, both those movies. I watched it the other day. Actually, that movie had a lot of.
Compared to the Matrix, guys, give me a break. Like, come on, man, give me a break, man. Your career, and then Aaliyah was supposed to be, rest her soul. But my point is, when you have Star Wars and breakout movies like that, and movies like Avengers. That come out and you have zero expectations of them when they first come out. You don't know what the fuck to expect out of any of them. After you have that fandom, it starts to take on a life of its own. And then the fans start to demand things of the movies. And when we don't get them, it lowers the par of the movie because the directors, even though the Wachowski sisters are like, look, they're outside the box thinkers, and this shit's been a long time coming. I mean, I can expect them to deliver a good movie, but is it going to be anything close to the first Matrix, when we first saw Neo jump off a building and go through the ground like a coyote? Like, is it going to be anywhere near that level? Because we already know what to expect now. It's different from when we first saw the Matrix, when we didn't know what the fuck it was, and we had the explanations through all three, and then we got the killer Dragon Ball Z finale at the very end in the Revolutions finale. So I just think that just based historically off of parallels on other movies that have trilogies that eventually try to follow them up years later, I think that there's no way in the world that it can compare to the first three. So I'm expecting it to be bad. Go ahead, Ty.
Yo, listen. We just came off of 3 John Wick movies. That's number one. Number two is a lot of the people that are going to watch this movie probably didn't see the Matrix, and they might have to go back and see the Matrix. But what this is going to do is this is going to acclimate them to the Matrix universe. So if the first movie back then was as good as it was, and Tyrone alluded to this earlier, when you give that same team the type of resources that they have now, I can only imagine what we're gonna see. There's not like you're man. We saw at one point we saw Neo take off like Superman, bro. And then there was another Matrix where in that same Matrix he's fighting like a hundred or thousands of little
agents
in a park. And jumping from scene to scene, bro.
Even with poles and shit.
Bro, do you know what we about to see, man? Come on, it's gonna be legendary, bro. I just hate that they only go that not only, but that they're gonna stream it on HBO Max, because so far them streaming on HBO Max has not been good for the product. Like the product could be so much better if they just listen. Suicide Squad, if they would have put it in the theaters, I think would have done numbers. But the fact that they didn't and put it on HBO Max made it easy for people to access, and everybody agreed. Well, most people agreed that it was a good movie. This is going to be the same thing. It's got a lot of people are going to be like, it's a great movie, but it didn't do the numbers. You know what I mean? And it's going to be the same type of argument. But it's going to be a great movie.
In the Wachowskis, I trust. I am curious about why now, what happened to have them make this movie now. So I'm fully expecting for them to pull something unexpected out their sleeves. Has anyone been to enterthematrix.com?
No, not since they did the new trailer.
So when you go, if you click the red pill, you get this voiceover from Yaya, and it shows and he says the time that you are watching it. So they clearly had this man say every single possible potential time. But just little things that show attention to detail like that have me excited about maybe some of the tech stuff that they might be doing that we don't expect.
Enterthematrix.com. Hold on, let me see if I can hold on.
While you're doing that, y'all remember the video game that came out back? Yes, you remember that? Was it Enter the Matrix? And I think Jada Pinkett Smith was like the star of that video game. Yep. And it was amazing. Yeah, just while you were looking at that, I had to mention it because that was one of my favorite games. Yeah, that game was awesome. Anybody who's played that game.
Any Animatrix fans?
Yes, Animatrix was awesome. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, the Animatrix was awesome.
Oh, the Animatrix, yeah, I peeped that for a little bit, man. And actually, yeah, damn, it's been a while. I forget. It wasn't Neo in them. It was a completely different cast of characters, right?
Just different stories, completely different stories. Something like Star Wars is about to do with the anime Visions. Different stories, different animators and stuff like that. Yeah.
It was kind of like before What If.
Mm-hmm.
But better.
But I'm actually shocked and refreshed to hear Ty finally announce how bullshit HBO Max is making terrible decisions with this shit. Like, you were so riding that train, and I have nothing. You think I got a problem with HBO Max? I just think that they're double dipping. Like, they're not. At least Disney has the wherewithal to be like, look, if you're gonna do this, you're gonna pay us, and that's supposed to drive people to the theaters. Even though I think that they need to stop. Look, can we get past the pandemic look, don't get me wrong, we're still in it, you know what I'm saying, and we need to take it seriously and all that other stuff, especially with all of these different variants, not the ones you fuck, but the ones you get sick from, Ty, which could be one and the same. Hallelujah. But I think that it's about time to start, at the very least, accepting the fact that we are in the United States over 50% vaccinated, and that we can safely risk going to the movies with certain precautions made. Yeah, look at Tyrone. He's like, nah, I saw it with 6 people.
It's not. While we probably will very much be moving into like more of that kind of a world where it's not. We're not at a point where we're through this thing, or at in any sense of the word. I don't want to put some stuff out there that makes it sound like we're not worse for numbers and everything than we have been at any point during the pandemic. So thank you, HBO Max, because whenever I can watch it at home, I'm gonna watch it at home. Just want to take this opportunity to disagree. I've been agreeing with Vince too much, so I'm gonna disagree with you.
You've gone full bad Ty, good Ty. What the fuck, bro? We and you were like, you know what I'm saying, like, movie buds, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I can't wait to one day be in a theater and not have to count the people in there, and to make myself feel better.
Nah, I'm with Tyrone, because that's how I was in Shang-Chi. I told you that. Like, I showed you how the video, like it was barely anybody in there, and I liked it. I was comfortable, but on that note, it doesn't make me feel like I should be going to the movies every weekend. And okay. I'm in agreement with Tyrone. Like, I want to watch it at home, but this movie is, for me, this is a Marvel movie. This has Marvel-esque capabilities. If they were to put it in movies, people would go and see it simply. And to answer Stephanie's question as to why now, because we just saw 3 John Wicks, it makes Keanu relevant again. Right. So when he goes out there and everybody sees his long hair, they see John Wick. And they're like, oh shit, John Wick.
About to fuck some shit up.
Guess what the brothers are gonna do? The brothers are gonna play momentum. They're gonna play off that momentum. We're gonna see, yes, absolutely, that's John Wick. That is that's
John Wick, yeah, 100%. I was like,
I don't know what you would show the picture, that's John Wick still.
Well, you're completely shitting on Bill and Ted's Face the Music.
That was a bad movie. I made it like 30 minutes in, and Austin and I decided to turn it off because it was so fucking good. I at least gave it 30 minutes, okay?
That was terrible.
Come on, yeah. Be excellent to each other.
That was fucking horrible. The first movie was funny. The second one was fucking trash. They should not know. Leave some shit in the past. Don't make sequels to things. Like, that's how you fuck things up. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. Yeah. But yes, exactly like, like I said, like Bad Ty said, it makes him relevant because of John Wick. We love seeing him kick people's asses, especially over trying to kill his damn dog. Oh, hell yeah. We love seeing that shit. You know what I mean? So I think we lost Vince.
Oh, we did lose Vince.
I'm arguing with the frozen face.
I'm sure he'll.
Oh, go ahead.
Stephanie, you're muted. Got you, girl.
I know. I'm sure. Yeah. What's up, Stephanie?
Oh, I just said it's Candyman. Took him.
Yeah, no, he got him. Yeah. While he was cutting his throat, he got his Wi-Fi. He got the modem. He was like, "Oops, I didn't mean to do that." He's like, "I want everybody to see it, so they knew what was up."
He's back.
Look, for the record, when I'm on here, I don't have free internet. Like, every minute is being paid for. So like, I just ran out of minutes. He's got a wall switch, like the switch in the laundromat where you turn it on and it ticks for 10 minutes, then it cuts off. That's his internet in the boat right there. You just gotta get up and turn the switch. I'm not bullshitting with you. Look, in full, we're about to wrap up, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I didn't forget about the what if question. But in full disclosure, I mean, in just full what's the word I'm looking for? Just transparency. This is what the fuck it looks like. Like I go here and then I pay for this, and this is how I've been able. I didn't know that this shit. Like when I first got on here, I didn't know that I could actually be live. I thought it would let me like go and maybe check my email or something, but I didn't know that it was going to allow me to be live. So I would get like this internet real quick, and I got it for this morning, and like that very moment just now that just happened, I ran out of minutes. Literally, it's like a metro internet type ordeal. So it's all screwed up. But since we are starting to kind of wrap up. Before we show the trailer for Matrix, I would like to double back to Steph's question. And if you would, Steph, just pose that question to us one more time. And yes, you sound like you already had an answer for it. So just give us the question. And before you pose it, I want to just say that to our listeners, to our watchers, to our anybody who's watching, this question is for the panel, but it's also for you. So if you would just go to our Linktree. Damn, is it a banner? Let me see if I can make a banner real quick. Yeah, here it is. Go to our Linktree. One of the first things on that Linktree is going to be an audio message portal called, I forgot, Phil made it for us, but it's from some site, and you could leave like a voicemail message. We want to hear from you what your answer for Steph's question is. So leave those, and then who knows, maybe whoever has the best answer may get something from the Yaz book of merchandise. So please, if you don't mind, repeat the question for those who weren't here at the beginning, and just to refresh our memory, Stephanie.
Sure. What would be the premise of your dream episode of What If? It can be based on something in the comics or just out of your brain. What do you want to see explored?
And yes, if I recall, you already had something. What's that?
Okay, so I know how we've been talking about, the comic books and everything, and obviously, he's recently deceased. And I got him in the wrong hand. I got him in the background too. So my favorite thing I would like to see, if possible, would be a Chadwick Boseman and a Storm like X-Men collaboration.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And like showing them on Wakanda and just how life would be, you know what I'm saying? And like what ventures would they get into, because Siri, you know what I'm saying? When he became king, he started changing things, you know what I'm saying? Like how, they would help the world and stuff like that. So I would love to see the expansion on how, they left Wakanda's, old school ways to like, help share technology, with the world and make it a better place for everybody. So I think that would be my ultimate favorite. Like if I could possibly like make it myself, that would make me really happy to see that. That would pay a good homage to our departed king.
Sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you, but that's pretty freaking dope, guys. And
Thanks.
Damn, that came to you immediately. And I love that you was like, oh, I already know what it is. Like that. She thought of that 2 hours ago. That's crazy, man. I normally call on folks just for the sake of time, but does anybody else have theirs ready?
I think is that a double down? Are we doubling down? What do we win if we get this right? That's somebody calling. Like everybody on the ship is trying to watch porn, and your broadcast is hogging all the internet. We're gonna need you to cut that down.
It always freaks me out when I get called. I hope it's not.
If they say 7 days, hang up.
Yeah, they're like
nervous.
Yeah, been nervous now. Yeah, Candyman is making nervous, but that phone call sure did.
Look at this.
It definitely did.
What if all of the evil lords are contacting you at once? So like there was remember like movies where the telephone, it was like the call on the end.
Is that meet us in the conference room and at 12:30 we got something for you.
You know what I mean?
Oh boy.
Like we heard you looking.
I got a simple one for the what if question though. What if Quicksilver never died in Sokovia?
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay. I think that would have a lot of implications for Wanda, for the Avengers. I would be very interested to see how that would work out.
Like that.
That's a good one. Quicksilver is still staying alive, and Wanda, does she still become Wanda? after Quicksilver does not die. That's the fascinating. I mean, I know she still stays Wanda. She becomes Scarlet Witch.
Scarlet
like
Witch,
does Vision need to be there to comfort her? You know, do they form that relationship? You know, like everything. You know, there's a lot that happens because of that moment.
That's a good one. I like that.
That is a very good one. I can dig that. Do you got anything bad, Ty?
I might have to stay in the realm of Black Panther, and I would probably want to see a what if Wakanda was the world and not just a little place, and like, you know, what I mean, it was like a reversal. Like, so Wakanda would be like the colonizers.
Yes.
You know, and the rest.
I don't know if I would like that.
What?
I would absolutely.
Are you kidding?
Okay,
you know how much better the world would be.
Listen, okay, nobody should be subjected, you know what I'm saying, into like, you know, being conformed into like someone's set mindset of how things should be. This is how we have world leaders to try and take over the world. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's like, we got to stop this cycle. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are free for a reason. Like, we live in America, the free country. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, to an extent, I know it's, to an extent,
we might have to spend some time going through the nuance of that freedom and how America became America and all that stuff.
If you think about it, though, in other countries, though, they don't have any of the things that we have. You know what I'm saying? Like,
most developed countries have more than we have, but
right. But I mean, like the fact that, like, you know, free healthcare, that's not always like a great thing. You know what I'm saying? So like, there's pros and cons to everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know. I don't think I personally want to see us being like, you know, the colonizers is all I'm saying.
Okay. Well, cool.
Help us out, Wakanda.
Cool. Well, that was my what if. That would be my
I'm with you, Ty.
So I would like to see a Wakanda, you know, as the world, and, you know, it'd be a little reverse. That's all. That would be mine.
Okay.
I like it.
All right, fair enough. Still tripping on this phone call, but no worries. We'll see what that was all about. I'm hoping it's just another PCR test. So there's a whole lot to unpack with what Yaz just said, but we'll delve into that a little later, because you know, there's a big difference between the colonization and the. God damn, what the hell is going on? All right, I'm being sought after.
What if Vince never got that phone call?
Right.
Yeah,
Well, say yours before you go.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see what happens here. I'm just gonna pretend like I'm getting lunch right now. But yeah, the fact of the matter is, there's a big difference between the colonization as it pertains to going to a place and taking over and enslaving people based on, you know, them not being what they where they came from, and going places to explore and just wanting to kind of commingle, coexist. The thing about Wakanda is
that's not colonizing.
Well, listen, colonizing right now, you're defining it based off of what we know it as historically. The colonization that we know as of right now isn't the only type of colonialism that exists. Like there's one thing I don't agree with. I want to go too deep into politics, but there's a guy named Newt Gingrich who I absolutely abhor. I can't stand this guy. He is a whole asshole. He looks like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. I don't fuck with him. But the one thing that I did agree with them on is I was like, I don't see why we don't go to the moon and like build like, you know, things on the moon. You know what I'm saying? Now that could be considered colonization, but we're not actually taking over people and enslaving them. You know what I'm saying? So the difference between colonization and enslavement, I think there's a huge gap between. But again, a topic for another day that we can definitely delve into. But I definitely respect all opinions as we're all welcome here. Just wait for somebody to come knocking on my door any moment now. I'm pretty sure it's a PCR test. We got to get on the boat. We have to get tested every 3 days, and I think it has been about 3 days. And so normally they just call and say, "Hey, come on down here so we can stick this thing in your brain." So we'll see what happens. But as for me, obviously being, you know, the big Spidey geek here, I'm going to delve into Miles Morales, and I'm going to say, what if Miles Morales has to reveal that Peter Parker was low-key a villain all along and has to kill him. And then hence becoming the only Spider-Man that exists, or something of that sort, where Peter Parker somehow begins to you know what Jay-Z says, you either die a hero or you live long enough to become a villain. Like, what if Peter Parker becomes old, gets really upset because the divorce between him and Mary Jane Watson ends up deteriorating his mind, and Miles Morales has to come through and stop him from going completely him. I'm here for anything Miles Morales, and I think that'd be dope, and I wouldn't mind seeing that what if. So and anytime you bring Miles Morales into the fold, it's always dope as far as I'm concerned. So it's just that's my what if. But definitely, again, once again, another great question posed by Stephanie, who's killing it right now.
Did we get Stephanie's what if question?
Right?
Yeah, what I was about to say. What was yours? If anything, besides what if Yaya called you right now? Yaya.
Oh, I can tell you exactly what happens in that episode. What is this show rated?
Yeah.
In great detail,
that's
please.
That's for the OnlyFans page.
So I would love to see the entire MCU wake up gender swapped and aware that they've been gender swapped. I think that would be a lot of fun. I also am waiting for the X-Men to be properly incorporated into the MCU. Anything where we get the X-Men and the Avengers together, I'm with it. I'm here for it. All for what Yaz suggested, getting Storm and Wakanda. I dropped some links in the chat. There is an amazing Black artist named Marcus Williams that has an entire series of Storm, Black Panther heritage where they're married and they have adorable kids, and it is phenomenal. So check that out if you are a Storm Black Panther shipper like me.
Mm-hmm. Aurora, gotta love Aurora, and I honestly think that you may get your wish on that what if. So I do think that there are some talks about the X-Men and Avengers integrating in the MCU.
They're coming eventually
in the years to come. So yeah, I think it may be a slow grind, but I think it's definitely on the way. And Marvel does things indirectly, so we may see like Wolverine pop up in Deadpool, and then Deadpool end up, you know what I'm saying? So I'm here for that, and I love Yaz's too with the exploration. Believe it or not, if you want to see what that looks like, watch the BET Network's. If it's, I don't know where you can find it, but the Black Panther animated series, Storm was in that series. And they did kind of explore the relationship between T'Challa and Aurora. So just a little tidbit there. But all definitely great synopses to explore. And now, at risk of canceling the show, I think we'll go ahead and try to give a quick watch to the actual Matrix trailer, which I think I did out of order because we're going Marvel, then Matrix, then Marvel. But fuck it, it doesn't matter. I just didn't want to end on the Matrix on the trailer. I didn't want to, you know what I'm saying? Because when I have terrible juju when it comes to these things. So let's hope that this works. Let's go ahead and bring this up on the screen. And guys, it is a just 2 minute and 58 minute long trailer. So let us go ahead and give this a watch, and let's include our actual reactions. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Matrix trailer.
Thomas, you seem particularly triggered right now. Can you tell me what happened?
I had dreams that weren't just dreams.
Am I crazy? We don't use that word in here.
Have we met? One pill makes you older, and one pill makes you small. And the ones that mother gives you don't do anything at all. Go ask Alice when she's 10 tall. If you want the truth here, you're going to have to fly.
The only thing that matters to you is still here. I know it's why you're still fighting and why you will never give up. You don't know. No?
After all these years, going back to where it all started. Back to the Matrix.
Well,
Okay.
we're still here. We're still here, and we, maybe it'll take a moment, but
Pizza or salad?
oh shit, did I
Which
hear that?
one?
Okay,
do you
that's
think?
just whoa,
Pizza.
Right? We're still here.
It was, I don't know, it was a little choppy. It was a little choppy for me, but I don't know. It was a little choppy for me, so I couldn't really like see it real good. But the stuff
Was it
that
choppy for y'all too?
you know what I'm saying? But
It was,
the
okay.
stuff that I could see, it looks like the blue pills. Remember when he asked him about the blue, I think the blue was to forget, or like, you know what I'm saying, like forget everything, and then the red pill was like for awakening.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
You notice he had a whole bunch of blue pills, right?
Yeah.
Like-
He was taking them like as a prescription,
like, like Tic Tacs or something, like, right? So I'm thinking, just based off that Neo somehow is taking those blue pills, trying to forget everything that happened, before, and like they're constantly trying to get him to remember, you know what I'm saying? So it makes sense what Minnie put in the comments, you know what I'm saying, because they need him to reboot, I guess, in a way. It looks like, because it looks like he's going through therapy, and shout out to Doogie Howser, like. Nobody gives Doogie his props. Doogie be everywhere, and I didn't even know Doogie was as funny as Doogie is. And for all those people who are like, who the hell is Doogie? What is Doogie's name, Tyrone? Because I know you know it.
Neil Patrick Harris.
Neil Patrick Harris.
Neil Patrick.
Everybody knows.
Everybody knows. Yo,
And
Doogie Howser had a Doogie Howser MD. This dude was like the kid doctor back in the day. It had a dope little funny little show, and to see him now in Marvel, and I mean, and not in Marvel, but in a movie
Matrix.
like this, playing the Matrix, playing a therapist. I just know he's going to have some little funny little tidbits, you know what I'm saying, that go along with his character.
Well, yeah. I mean, he is one of the few childhood actors to cross over and not have to worry about. Well, I don't want to say not worry about, but not necessarily fall completely off. He didn't go Frankie Muniz, or he didn't go, I mean, God rest his soul, to River Phoenix, any of that other stuff. So it is nice to see his progression and his versatility, because I loved the series of unfortunate events on Netflix, which he killed his role. And I also loved him in How I Met Your Mother. You know what I'm saying? So you got to give him his props where it's due. But after watching the trailer, it is very difficult to conceive the possibility that Yahya is not Morpheus. I mean, Jesus. I mean, he's all over the place. You know what I'm saying? And I would doubt after he's fighting with him that he's an agent. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but then again, you never know. You never know. Maybe that is the twist. But it looks very classic. I stand by my statement. I still think it's not going to be that great. I still think it's going to be okay. It's going to revitalize some of the nostalgic feelings. But
I do want to say you did say trash earlier. You didn't say okay. You said trash earlier.
I did say trash, but I corrected
yeah, I'm
myself
gonna hold you to your
immediately.
words.
I corrected myself. I corrected myself. I said maybe not trash.
Okay.
Maybe
your words before with HBO Max. You and HBO Max don't have a very good history when it comes to your opinions of them and them not validating your opinions. You know, just put that out there in the atmosphere.
You think you still not, after seeing the trailer, not so much, not more excitement for it? You didn't like what you saw?
Yeah. There's some more excitement. I would say I'm more interested in some of the things that we don't know, like some of the new characters that are in it, and like what's the storyline going to be based on. I mean, because if we recall the very end of the Matrix, if I'm not mistaken, I thought they beat the Matrix. I thought it was over with. You know what I'm saying? And that the Matrix no longer exists. I mean, well, it did exist, but if you remember the very last scene in the Matrix, it was a young girl, all right. And that the Oracle spoke about. I like that. That's good. That's a good play on words, Lisa. And there's not. It spoke about a new Matrix. Like if I'm not mistaken, it was either the Oracle or I forget who. I think it was the Oracle. Somebody was sitting with a young girl, a young Indian girl, if I recall, and she was kind of looked at as like the new one, right? And the sun was rising. And she, I think, was the new architect. Oh, it was the architect. He was sitting with the architect because they killed off the Oracle. So I'm eager to see why a Matrix still has to exist. I thought that, but evidently it still does, and for whatever reason it does. And if you recall, Stephanie, even though we don't want them to go War Machine with it. Although I would probably argue that it's probably a good thing because I don't know, Iron Man wouldn't have been the best mind I had, you know what I'm saying? War Machine mind, you know what I'm saying?
Tony.
Mine. Ain't mine, it's me, Iron Man.
Why you subjecting my man to one role right now? Were you the one that on my case?
Don't use your suit, Tony.
Nah, Listen. Terrence Howard played that same accent in Dead Presidents and in Hustle and Flow. So it's not one role. He has used that mind in multiple roles. So it's not like with Don
Cheadle.
Get rich and die trying. Get rich and die trying.
Yeah, mine, you know what I'm saying? You're still mad about Team Edward being Batman, but that's a whole other story. We're already at 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So I'm 2 hours and 30 minutes. So I do get the sense that they're going to Oracle this Morpheus. If you recall, they switched out the Oracle, made her into a different character for the second 2 movies.
Well, the actor died.
He died.
Yes.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
But also, well, I mean, it looks like Lawrence Fishburne. There's no way in the world. I hope that he has, at least a honorable mention or a picture or an Easter egg. But maybe he's just not fit for the role. And by fit, I mean physically. I mean, if you've seen Lawrence Fishburne lately, as the guy in Daily Planet, in Man of Steel, he's larger than life. Now that doesn't mean necessarily that he doesn't deserve a call and the opportunity to get in shape, which I think is fucked up if they didn't even hit him up. But there's a possibility that maybe there are some creative differences, or maybe there's the budget didn't fit it, or I don't know, but it does kind of suck. But I will say that the one thing I think we can all agree on is that this movie deserves its full cinematic play on the big screen, whether or not you go to see it or not. Now I know Tyrone has recently transitioned to Tylene living room IMAX theater, but I honestly I'd hate to have to see this movie plunge at the box office because everybody stays home to watch it on HBO Max with their subscription. But
You might just have to fear.
Right.
I mean, there's a movie that dropped on HBO Max. There's a movie that dropped on HBO Max just yesterday called Malignant, which is a horror movie, which absolutely nobody's talking about simply because you can watch it whenever you want to. So it's like it doesn't create that same, like, that feeling of I need to see it. I need to see it first because it's available. It's always available. If Shang-Chi was like that, and I would have bought it on Disney Plus, I would have been able to watch it all month. So I wouldn't have been like as rushed to watch it at that moment, like I was when I was like, let me get in this movie theater before everybody else gets in this movie theater so I can get out safely. You know what I mean? Like that, that's kind of, I think people would do it with Matrix too. I think they would.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly, man. So here's to whichever method you use, either streaming or sitting in the theater. I definitely think that this is going to be a movie that is highly talked about when it drops. As for me and my household, we will attend the theater. I'm a theater addict. I got the AMC freaking premiere subscription and shit, so I get 3 movies a week, whether I like them or not.
Nice.
And that looks like it'll be one of them. But yeah, man, I'm eager to see that as much as I'm eager to see some of these other things that are coming out pretty soon. But listen, I think it's about time to go ahead and start wrapping up, man. We've been on here for 2.5 hours, which is less than 4. So we're making improvements, I guess, but we're back to our usual 2.5. And commend to all us for doing it without any bathroom breaks this time around. Crazy. I think that call was just the other comedians trying to get me to come up for lunch. By the way, I just checked my Facebook messages, so thank God it's not another PRC tip, because I don't know if I can deal with another Q-tip that far up my nose. Like, it's completely nuts. But yeah, man, quick announcement. Well, actually, we'll talk about this afterwards. So hang out for a little bit, guys. But if anybody has anything to say in closing, let me know now before I wrap it up. Excuse me. Good grief. All right, nobody got nothing. All right, cool. Well, holler at us on our respective sites, all of which you can see on the New Blerd Order link tree. Yaz got the website coming up soon. I'm sure Steph will be back with more questions. Multiverse will be airing this upcoming Wednesday, so make sure you guys subscribe, like, and see and add Multiverse on your YouTube. It's a very in-depth, intuitive conversation that I think most people should watch. And as for us as a Blerd group, as we always say, even on this 9/11, as we've lost Michael K, now is the best time to reflect and realize, look, you got life. And while you're in life, enjoy it. And don't try to be nobody you're not. Always be your authentic self, as my man Ty says. Because if you're not being yourself, being fake. And in all things that you do, if you are truly a geek, make sure you let
Fighter too, I just really hate it. Dang it, phony Ken and Rock. I find it hard to be blank. I keep a wee ninja hanging and the uncle album banging. If you negative in energy, then stay out the vicinity. Yeah, them niggas over there. Yeah, now look at what I wear.